Hi there, everybody, and welcome to the very fourth episode of the Media Hole.
Fuck you.
The Media Hole podcast. Joining me again this week is my lovely boy, Ian. Davis is a very busy man, and he skipped again. What a fucking asshole, am I right?
Yeah, what a dick.
I love him, though.
How dare he?
It was his birthday on Friday, so if you want to leave a comment saying, hey, Davis, happy birthday, you dumb bitch, you can go ahead and do that. I think that's cool.
I think that's kind of mean.
What, the happy birthday part?
Yeah, hey, happy birthday. I know you just turned 24, but go fuck yourself. Well, actually, I walked in. I did not say happy birthday to him.
Oh, you didn't?
I kind of just walked in and everyone was like, hey, Ian, how's it going? And I had already been like mad at my mom because, you know, I'm a fucking mid-20s teenager. And so I walked in and it's just like, they're like, hey, Ian, how's it going? And that's usually when you'd be like, hello, everybody. Happy birthday, Davis. And instead I was like, my mom's a bitch.
Damn.
Because she does not. She's like, oh, I'm like, we're leaving at 8:45. And then I go to leave my bedroom at 8:45 to be like, all right, I'm dressed. Let's go. And she's like, oh, I have to do my makeup.
Oh.
She's like, and I was like, I said 8:45. She's like, it only takes 5 minutes. I left at 9:05.
Damn. Ian, you may want to save the rest of that story for the upcoming My Mom's a Bitch cast.
Yeah, it's just me on it.
It's your podcast. It's a daily podcast.
I don't see my mom daily. We live in the same house. We live like 5 feet away from each other, but I do not see my mom daily.
Damn.
Like for the rest of the week, I probably won't see her. So I'll see her today, tomorrow, and then never again.
So in case this is your first episode to listen to, The Media Hole is a podcast where we talk about movies and games and TV shows and bullshit. And we give our opinions on them.
And when I'm here, we talk about anime sometimes.
We do. But today is a very good day, actually.
For what?
For recording this podcast, because I actually put some stuff off that I wasn't going to talk about last week. I was like, oh, wait till Davis comes back, and then it's week 2.
Well, fuck him. He's not here.
Exactly. So, last week, I'm going in order of appearance. I saw the movie The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
That movie's fucking fantastic.
Doesn't Robert Pattinson like fuck a mermaid or something?
Yes. Spoilers.
Isn't that... It's in his brain though, right?
Well,
like
it's one of those movies where it's like, who's to say?
Okay, so it's either all in his brain or it's all fantastical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there's parts that are real and parts that are not, but you have to decide.
Yeah.
It's a very good movie. It's mostly him and Willem Dafoe in a room together, either loving or hating each other.
Like gay loving or family? Familial?
A bit of both.
Gross.
They
should move to Japan.
No, it's like they're friends, but they like, or well, they're forced to work together. So
it's like it's that coworker relationship where it's like at any second, man, you say one thing and it's gonna be it's time to throw hands.
But they sleep in the same room.
In the same bed?
No, 2 beds across from each other, and you're too far from the mic again.
Do they ever push the beds together though?
No.
Fuck. This ain't my movie then.
You'd still maybe like it. Actually, I don't know. It's black and white. It's shot in a not quite 4:3. It's its own little aspect ratio.
Hopefully that didn't get picked up.
I don't think
so. It's
that
4:3.
It's not. It's sort of. It's similar. It's based
it's 4:3, but then it still has the 16:9 like widescreen bars on the side, so it just looks like they should have just blown it up a bit.
No, it's like It's like 1 to something to something. Like it's the 1910s film aspect ratio, like early movie aspect ratio.
Okay, I thought they were always just widescreen.
No.
I thought the only reason why we had 4:3 was because original televisions or something. So
original, really, really old cameras, it was a square image, and then when film cameras got big, I think you'd still see some movies and cartoons and things like that be square until like the early 60s, I want to say.
Yeah.
And then that's when we started experiment. Well, I mean, no, actually, I'm a liar, because a lot of 50s movies had a 16:9 or like the 2 by 35 by 1 or whatever.
So it was like there was 2 ways to shoot a movie, And it was like a civil war where this guy's like, I'm going to shoot 16 by 9. And this other guy's like, I'm going to do 16 by 8.5. Fuck you.
Dude, did you ever hear about the frame rate war?
Wasn't that more recent, or was that an old thing?
It's early, like 30s.
Because who was it that shot a movie in like 48 frames or something?
Oh, well, that's current. That's
that was The Hobbit, right?
The Hobbit, and then the new one, The Gemini Man by Ang Lee,
where they were like, "Yo, that's this. It looks weird."
I don't like it.
It's like when your TV does that thing where it adds in frames.
Yeah,
so it looks
blur.
Smoother, but it's just like, oh god.
Yeah, I turned that off.
Yeah, you had it on for a long time though.
I by accident because my TV had really stupid settings.
Didn't it do it for animation as well? Like, I feel like we were watching anime and I was like, why does this look smoother on your TV than mine?
Yeah. Most TVs come with the motion blur on, which is stupid. And then like,
I don't think mine has it.
Look it up. Yours might have it.
I just don't watch TV. I've been watching it. I've been watching one anime right now.
Oh, which one?
Slime. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. It's
Slime boy.
It's not bad, but it's like there's not really a lot of tension because they establish real early that the MC over there is overpowered.
Yeah,
because they keep the closest video game thing he has this thing in his brain called like the Great Sage, and that kind of talks to him like it's a video game.
I see.
The rest of the world doesn't react like it's video games.
That's cool because it's obviously a Dragon Quest slime.
Yeah, well. Dragon Quest slime without the fucking real eyes. In fact, the dude actually can't see while he's a slime.
Oh shit! So, right. It's just a blue blob.
It's a blue blob with like lines to show like that's where his eyes are. Oh fuck! And
we're all making so many mouth noises today.
Yeah, it's hard. So the slime boy,
slimy boy.
He just kind of makes everything work. Like. He kind of just shows.
You were gonna say the slime boy just makes everything worse.
No, he actually makes it a lot better. Like he goes to a goblin. He comes out of this cave where there was this great dragon living there, and the only reason why this was like a peaceful force was because the dragon was there. Okay, but they became friends, and then the dragon reveals he's going to die. Oh, because his magic was going to run out, and Slime Man was like, "Yeah, okay, I got a suggestion for you. Can I just vor you right now?"
What?
He has like he's got like a.
He can absorb the power of anything he eats.
Yes, but he can also eat things, but not eat it,
not digest it.
Like he's got like what's that fucking D&D thing where there's like the bag where you could just stick your entire
bag of holding.
Yeah, it's like he has like a bag of holding in his stomach, and it would like not take away the dragon's magic, so he could just put him in. So he eats the fucking dragon, comes out, and then he meets a bunch of goblins. And they're pathetic. They're a bunch of fucking nerds.
Nice.
And he accidentally, he names them. He goes like, yo, do you guys have names? And they're like, no, we're two lowly monsters. We don't have fucking names. So he like goes like, oh, that's stupid. Your name is Rigard. And then the dude like starts glowing and he's like, oh, I have been blessed. So and then he names too many of the goblins and he passes out for 3 days because he used up all of his magic. Because when you name a creature in that, you like impart magic onto them.
Oh, I see. So it's like...
And he passed out for 3 days and all of a sudden they're fucking like World of Warcraft orcs, but hot.
So hold on.
Yeah.
You said butt hot.
It depends on how you feel about hypermuscular orcs.
I mean...
But they don't call them orcs because...
Aren't the World of Warcraft orcs supposed to be hot?
Not really. They have like they got like a fucking. They're like super jacked.
They got like 8-packs and shit.
Yeah, they're super jacked, but their face is just like.
I saw the movie. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the video game. Even I would
the
even
movie's
say
canon.
I would say no, it's not. It is really not canon. It's like Warcraft 1.5, where they deal with things that happen in 3 in the movie. I did not see the movie.
The movie was canon.
No, Nathan, stop it. I am a lore master of World of Warcraft. You can't do this to me.
I feel really bad for Duncan Jones because his first movie, Moon, was so good.
Yeah. Then his second movie was the World of Warcraft movie.
And his second movie was Warcraft. And then his third movie was... His second movie was Source Code, which is also quite good.
Source Code was pretty good.
Yeah. And then he did Warcraft. And then he did Mute on Netflix. And everyone fucking hated it because it was just Blade Runner, but worse.
Oh. Like I could never watch Source Code ever again.
Because you know the ending?
Yeah, it's just like I remember that movie so well. It's like what's the point of seeing it again?
Oh,
Like it was like I got enjoyment out of it because like I think I went and saw it with Chris when we were like 14 or something.
I feel like that's the wrong age, but go on.
I think it came out in 2009.
I think it came out in 2012.
Okay, so I was 17.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So we go see this movie, and I'm like, what? I don't give a shit about this. There's a bomb on the train, whatever. And then you just, as the movie goes on, you find out it's like, oh, this guy's dead.
Yeah.
He's trapped inside of another man's body.
Yeah, it's so cool when he looks in the mirror and it's a different guy.
Yeah, and then but it was fucked up when they pull him out of it, and he's literally just like a brainstem.
Yeah, because he thinks he's in a void or whatever.
Yeah, he was like blown apart in a helicopter crash.
And they just saved his brain.
Yeah, they like saved like the upper part of his torso.
Right.
And like kept his brain alive or something. I don't know why this dude was that important.
Because he's Jake G, baby.
You're right, it is Jakey G. Mysterio.
But yeah, man. But did you watch Moon?
No, man, I don't watch movies.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell.
Ooh.
Yeah. And he's the main character.
What's it about?
He's working on the moon.
For real?
Yeah, so he lives and works on the moon.
So it's a fantasy because no human has ever been to the moon.
Yeah, of course. So he's got a contract where it's like you got to work. Your job is to work on the moon for such and such amount of time.
Yeah.
And then after that, you can go home. But he starts to unpiece that there's maybe some serious weird
aliens.
Shit. No.
Oh.
It's a really, so the fucking reveal is like, just a very psychological, like, oh yuck, but in a very like, wow, corporations are gross.
Oh, okay.
It's both like,
so it's like the first 5 minutes of Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you meet that gravekeeper and Obsidian's massive hit, Outer Worlds, and he's like, yeah, these people are
they're paying for their future coffins.
Yeah, they're not paying for their gravesite fees, and they're like, and you're like, excuse me, can you run that back right now? And he's just like, yeah, as you are living, you're inevitably going to die. Your body needs to be buried someplace,
so you
have to pay your rental fees for your grave. And what happens if you don't pay them? I have no idea. Like, dude, what if I didn't pay my rental fees? What happens to my corpse when I die? Do they still bury me?
We eat it, bitch.
That's that fucking family outside of MSI place.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
That dude, Outer Worlds, to go back like a few weeks as to when I was playing that game. That game good.
That game's really good.
I didn't expect to like it at all.
Yeah, I played a bit like while I was bored, and then I remembered that I had Yakuza 4 to play.
Oh,
like
Yakuza 4 is so fucking good.
Waiting for Fallen Order to come out, and I played like one mission, realized that I was at the end of the game, and I'm like, but I'm that asshole who can't finish the game without doing everything else first, even if there is a post game.
No, I didn't. Okay, I'm surprised you haven't already done everything.
I was just playing them. It was like I like to do things in bulk. Like I don't want to go to fucking the Groundbreaker and then leave and go to fucking Byzantium and then go back to the Groundbreaker or something. And it's like, oh, but I have 5 more quests in other locations.
Yeah, I try to get like every quest piece while I'm there.
Yeah.
I go boop, 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 boop. Okay, there's 10 things to do on this planet. I'm going to do all of them before I leave.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, they're a bit too hard? Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, nothing in that game. Well, to be fair, I played that game on easy. So, but
I'm playing on normal. I don't like those games when they get hard because the combat is not the reason to play.
Yeah, I mean the combat's fun, but it's not like a good shooter. It's really Borderlands.
Yeah.
So it's not like being good at it is like a test of skill. It's just like, did you shoot good and hide good? And I go, I don't fucking care. Let me just shoot the guy. Shoot him twice. He's dead. It's fine.
I remember fucking Fallout New Vegas. That was like the first Fallout game to have true iron sights in the game. Before, aiming down was kind of just like you did a slow walk and your reticule, which was not a real reticule.
Outer Worlds has some of the worst iron sights in video games.
That's why I only use one weapon because I think the iron sight on that one gun is great.
No, I mean like the iron sight. I'm not talking about the look of it. I mean, when you hold the iron sight button down in Outer Worlds, the camera moves faster.
Well, that's probably in your options.
No. In controller, you can adjust the camera sensitivity, but not the zoomed in camera sensitivity.
Well, I played this on PC, so.
I did as well, but I play with a controller because I can't fucking stand mouse and keyboard.
You also don't have a setup for it.
I do.
Unless
I have a lap board.
But unless you get that big baby chair that
that Pat has from Best Friends Play or from Castle
Super Beast. Don't disrespect them anymore.
Sorry.
It's been long enough.
It's been a year. I still
do it. Whenever I go, it's almost a year. Whenever I talk about them with my friends, I always have to be like, Pat, angriest Pat. Oh shit. Also from Super Best Friends Play, but that's not a real thing anymore. So you guys should learn, but none of them watch a shit.
Yeah.
Because who wants to listen to a 4-hour podcast every week?
I don't.
Me, but
I am still subbed, but I rarely listen to the podcast anymore.
I put it on while I cook and shit.
I used to listen to it while I was at work when I was in the office 8 hours a day. I'd just listen to podcast episodes all day.
Man, you know how many fucking podcasts I would go through if I could listen to music at my job?
A lot.
Like tons.
Yeah.
Like 8 hours of just fucking driving around a clamp truck.
But yeah, so as I was saying, on controller, there's no separate option for aim down sight speed.
Yeah.
So I like the sensitivity somewhat low because when it's too fast, I'm not good. Mm-hmm. So when I zoom in, it's faster than when I'm zoomed out. And I was like, God fucking damn it.
Then you just play a melee build at that point. You're like, fuck this.
No, I just fire from the hip.
Or use Q, slow
fire
it down.
From the hip, baby. Yeah, well, were you there when I showed you how I play Uncharted? When I showed people how I play Uncharted?
I think you told me you played the cinematic way.
I play it the cinematic way, which is I play it on normal, and if I aim down the sights, I feel bad.
Yeah.
I blind fire every enemy and punch them a lot.
Yeah. You play it like the fucking stupid action movie.
I play it like the action movie it should be.
Yeah. Well, that's why there's story mode.
Yeah.
Which I think, or like cinematic mode or whatever the fuck they call it.
I don't play it on that difficulty. I play it on normal.
That's a bit too easy because when you play it like that, you're told to just fucking spray and pray because your bullets just start to hit enemies.
Yeah. There's a lot of you got truly magnetic bullets.
Yeah.
I play it on normal, which means I still struggle when I do that, but I'm just so good at it. Because I've been doing it for a decade.
Me and Chris tried to get Emma to play the game, and I put it on that difficulty, and she still died.
Oh.
We were like, because she can't
It's a good thing she doesn't listen to this podcast because she doesn't like me. Just kidding. She's one of my best friends, but she doesn't listen to the podcast because she's mean.
She doesn't listen to podcasts. Mm-hmm. She listens to the same music she's listened to her entire life.
That's true. This is a call it.
That's unfortunate.
I'm going to text her to listen to this episode.
I was actually my mom got a tattoo this week.
Wow.
Yeah. So we were that bitch. we were at the
I'm
place.
I'm going to text your mom to listen to this episode.
She doesn't know how to work a phone, Nathan. She calls me over to do Ian, how do I send a picture through text? And it's like, how do you not know this? You've had a phone as long as I've had a phone. But so we were there, and it was I've gotten 3 tattoos from this place, so I know how it is. Usually the where they do it is packed and all their artists are there, but it was it was 1 p.m. on a Wednesday, and I guess everyone took the day off because it was only one artist. So she was listening to her music, and it was a playlist on Spotify called Emo Goodness. And they were playing Brand New. And I was like, oh shit, Emma likes Brand New. Took a snap, sent it to her, and she was like, oh, I love that album. Sucks that the lead singer sucks.
Yeah, oh my God. I saw there was a meme where it was one of their album covers or whatever, the devil and God are fighting within me. And I don't...
Is that the one where it's two people on a porch and there's a kid off to the side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one. And I saw a meme of that and I was like, I'm going to send that to Emma because she likes that band.
And she instantly sent you the same message back.
She said, that's really funny, but
I'm really
that
sad.
Band sucks because the main character or the main
character.
Fuck you.
It's a TV show.
Fuck you. The lead singer is a piece of shit.
Yeah, pizza shit.
And I think he assaulted people. I don't know.
Probably. Most people. A lot of that's the fun thing when you're into exclusively emo and punk music. Is you find a band, and sometimes you just gotta hit up a quick Google.
Yeah, you go, okay, hold on, am I a bad person if I listen to this music?
Yeah, I was I was looking up this. There was a band that came on when I was like listening to like the Jeff Rosenstock radio, and it was this band called Jank. And I remembered, I'm like, oh shit. My friends used to like this band, and there's a good reason why they don't. This dude, the lead singer in that band, was pretty much ostracized from the scene.
Yeah.
Because it was like, don't go near this man if you've had a drink.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And like the band broke up and shit. And I kind of watched, then the next band came up and I was like, you know what? I like this song. I'm going to Google this real quick. And they also had one. But their thing was, it was more of a ex-girlfriend who was like disgruntled with him and said some shit. And then they worked it out.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was, sometimes you don't read the first line.
You got to read 8 lines and go.
You read the first line and go, ooh, and then go like, 1 second, gotta keep going because it might not get worse.
Yeah. If it keeps getting worse, you can feel comfortable going, never.
Yeah.
If it's like, oh, he cheated on his wife and they got a divorce.
Also,
I'm like, I can still listen to that.
If it's one person, yeah, cheating on your wife, whatever. It's you ruined your marriage, but
you didn't ruin.
If you cheated on your wife by sexually assaulting a woman, then fuck you.
Well, that's not even cheating at that point.
Yeah, that's a crime.
That's committing a crime or just being a massive piece of shit.
Yeah.
Where were we? You're too far away from your mic once again.
I know. I'm thinking back here. That's my thinking pose.
Last week at the start, I had to tell you that, and it's like, but I wanted people to hear you because you said some obviously important things at the start of the ep. Yeah. So I had to go in and manually change your track just at that point to like keep raising and lowering the volume when you got further and closer away from the mic, and it took like 30 minutes easily.
And then I'm sure like 20 minutes into after you told me to stay close to the mic, I was back away from the mic again.
You were pretty good for the rest of the episode.
Because that's usually how it goes. Like, hey, Ian, stop that. It's like, okay. And then you catch me like 5 minutes later. Yeah, so anyways,
hold on, I'm just getting something.
Yeah.
So
it's just, so video games.
Video games. So we were talking about Outer Worlds. I think that game's great. Did you beat it? No. Okay. I did everything. There's one mission where it's like, get 18 costume pieces and show them to me. And I was like,
yeah, you have to get 3 armor. Well, it's technically 6 pieces. Unless she keeps asking for more. She wants the MSI Iconoclast and...
Because I was like, I'm doing every side quest. As far as I'm aware, I did like every side quest in the game except that one.
Did you, you know Lilia Hagen, right? Of Sublight?
Yes.
You know how like one of the later missions she sends you to Byzantium?
She's like, kill this woman.
Fucking aliens.
Did
you kill the woman?
No, I didn't kill the woman.
Did you send her to Phineas?
Yeah.
So
it did nothing.
Yeah, you go and then I'm sure she never shows up, or she would have died in the section where he got caught.
Okay, you got that far.
Yeah, no, he's in prison. Yeah, and then the game, and then Ada, I think, was like, "Yo,
you can either fuck him over, or you can,
That's probably when I'm at the prison.
Yeah. No. Like right before you go to the prison, you can go talk to that lady and go, "Yeah, I helped you," or whatever, to fuck him over.
Oh, the lady who called you that one time?
Yeah.
Oh, I told her to go fuck herself, and then I hung up on her. I treated her like the council in Mass Effect 1.
I didn't do that, but I what you can do is get the scanner, falsely place it. That's all fucked up, or the thing she like a tracker, and you can place it all fucked up, and then have her like you still. But then she's like, yeah, you have to go to the starting town and murder everybody. Just blow the fucking town up.
Really?
Because the town, I got the town to side with the people, the hippie guys, right?
Yeah.
And so she was like, yeah, blow the town up, kill everybody inside, do this job for me. And I was like, no. And then she took out a gun, and I was like, cool, we're in the Capitol, we're in the fucking president's building.
Oh, in Byzantium.
In Byzantium.
Yeah.
And so
I never met her in person.
So yeah, after you do the thing, she wants to meet with you in person, and then gives you the mission to do that.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not gonna fucking kill everybody in the town.
I stealth through that entire like downstairs section. Like,
I talked to the guy, and the guy said, yeah, here's my key so you can get in.
Oh yeah, but then when you're still down there, you're still in restricted space.
Oh, you know what? I told the guy out front, hey, let me in. And he's like, no. And I was like, I'm smart and I can convince you the fuck. Because I put all my points into talking.
Yeah, I have a lot of points in talking.
Most fun way to play that game. And also, it was talking and physical like strength. So I'm like a big beefy guy, and it's like if I can't talk you out of it,
you're the suavest man. You're the fucking Old Spice guy.
Yeah, it's like if I can't talk you out of it, I'm fucking massive enough to be able to just like intimidate you.
Yeah, you just do a fucking strength charisma build, and you just punch. Someone says like, "I'm not doing that." Punch.
Yeah, you go, "Hey man," or like when there's a fight or whatever. And I sided with the girl to take over the, was it the Iconoclasts?
Oh, you actually sided with it? You didn't make them work together?
No, I made them work together. Sorry, but the girl wants to take over from them.
Oh, yeah, because the guy is the reason why this all happened.
Because he's a good sort of philosophy type guy, but he's such a dumb bitch.
He's like upstairs in his room preaching all the time, and they're like, "Sir, we need orders. We literally are dying because you won't let us go eat food." And he's like, 1 second, I need to finish my podcast.
Yeah, he's like, we need to get these printing presses. I know we're out of food. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, we need food and medicine.
The printing presses are important. I know we'll die of food before we get one newspaper out, but...
Yeah, so it was like that sort of thing. So I helped her overthrow him. And basically what I did is I went up to him and I was like, "Don't you fucking dare." And I was talking to him like, "I'm going to intimidate your ace." And so he still pulled a gun on me, but I shot him and he died.
Yeah. It was not like a hard fight.
The funniest is the weirdest thing is when you use the guns that dissolve people.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, I'm going to shoot him with this. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. So Star Wars.
Okay, let's talk about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Because we both actually have played that recently because it just came out.
Just came out. We've been playing it. I played it a bunch.
How many planets?
I just finished Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk 1?
Yes.
Like you go there, you meet Saw Gerrera, the shittiest character in Rogue One.
Hey, he's not the shittiest character in Rogue One.
You're right. Everyone in Rogue One's the shittiest character except for Alan Tudyk.
And Donnie Yen.
Oh, yeah. Donnie Yen was cool. And whoever Donnie Yen's partner was, he was fine as well.
I forget who.
Those boyfriends, they were cool.
Those boys. Those gay boys. Yeah.
They're fun. Kashyyyk, when you go back again, it's fucking sick.
Oh.
Like...
The first time I went, I was like, "Oh, I'm Shadow of the Colossus-ing a fucking AT-AT walker."
Yeah, that took a bit too long to get inside, in my opinion, but it was still fine.
I didn't get how the guy who his head popped out, I didn't get how he got there, because you have to crawl around through pipes and shit.
The guy was probably already up there. And also, you were crawling around through pipes because we didn't have proper access to the thing.
There was no door.
Maybe there was.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, but maybe there was.
Okay.
Or maybe there was an access at the head or something. Then the guy walks back.
You have to get out okay.
Yeah.
That seems unsafe.
And we didn't go through the head because then we would be in a small fucking cockpit and there were still 8 other guys behind them.
True.
Yeah. So yeah, Kashyyyk is cool.
Kashyyyk's cool.
Did you go to Dothmere?
Yeah, I went there first.
That place, yeah, same. Because I was like, that sounds interesting. And then there's a hard stop. You have to go through Kashyyyk twice
before you can get to the. Because I'm guessing. You get a double jump. You got a double jump at Cathedral. You know that fucking part in like, what is it? Empire Strikes Back where Luke is just training in the forest? Yeah.
Or in the swamp of Dagobah?
In the swamp
and he just
Dagobah.
like goes over a branch and does a fucking flip for no reason.
That's sick.
And yeah, it was like, whoa, that's cool. He has all this power. He does like a perfect backflip and then still has time to like land normally. So that's your flip. It's a jet. Your double jump is jump, sweet flip.
Sick. I figured it'd be something like that.
Yeah, once you get that, traversal gets really fun because it's just like, I'm unstoppable.
So Jedi Fallen Order is a solid 7.
I'd give it an 8.
Here's what. So, okay. Ian, I'm going to give you a little bit of context. Ian loves Dark Souls, and I really wish I loved Dark Souls.
Here's the thing. Okay. This game is more Sekiro than Dark Souls.
Yeah,
and I hate
it's absolutely Sekiro.
Yeah, like I think Sekiro sucks because it was
the most fun one out of the 3 I've played.
Yeah, because you had the most traversal. You had you had a jump button.
You had more things that aren't Dark Souls.
Yeah, you had a bit more control over your character, but at the same time, you had less control out of how you play your character.
Yeah, because you don't get a build. Much like Sekiro, you don't get a build. You have a dedicated parry that's based on timing.
But that was also in Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3.
Sword shit.
And Bloodborne.
Yeah,
Like,
the Bloodborne, it's shoot the gun though.
yeah, but that's a parry.
Yeah, but it's not the same. Like I'm talking a sword. You time a sword block.
Bloodborne
at the right
has
time.
the parry. Like Bloodborne, Dark Souls, and shit have the parries where it's like you get the parry and then they're just like fully vulnerable and you get to do a move that takes out most of their health.
Yeah, this game is a lot like Sekiro, where you have to time the block just right to
break
parry.
the guard so that you can get a hit in. But then you also get hits in while you're fighting. They just do less damage. But when you break the guard, it's like, oh, there's a quarter of his health.
It's wild how similar this is to Sekiro, despite the fact that like it clearly couldn't have been inspired by it because that game came out this fucking year.
Yeah, but you know what else came out before and had a pretty similar system?
What?
Neo.
Oh, I didn't play Neo.
Neo was Sekiro, but had more Dark Souls difficulty. Like,
Sekiro's hard.
What?
Sekiro's really hard and really easy at the same time.
Yeah, it's
I also
Neo is
didn't
hard,
like
but
Sekiro.
you can jank it.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like they have a mechanic in the game where if you hit a guy in the head, it breaks all of their stamina bar. So you get some free hits. So it's like use the katana. You do the high stance because this game had stance switching. You do the high stance, you can you just whack him in the top of the head, and then they're like, oh, my whole body shuts down. And you just switch to the lower one, you just like slice the shit out of their chest. Because it was it was slow but heavy hits, neutral, and then fast but light hits.
So yeah, if you want to know what Jedi Fallen Order is like, it's very Sekiro if it's any Souls game, but again, it still has the same. You're pretty weak. You can get bodied by regular enemies. You can.
It's kind of embarrassing if you got bodied by regular enemies, though. What regular enemies were you getting bodied by?
I got killed by a goat once.
Okay, same. Those goats suck to fight.
Yeah,
They have no lead up, and your entire body covers them, so you can't read them. And if you when you turn the camera while you're fighting, well, one, if you're on the lock on camera, you can't turn the camera.
Yeah,
and your entire body stops them, and you can't see their head, which is how they attack. Yeah, and then if you were free camming it and you were turn the camera to the side to see them, and you just had perfect fucking placement and shit, as soon as you attack, the camera resets.
Yeah. So the goats are tough. I've gotten killed by some of the bigger boys that roam around.
Yeah, but they're not supposed to be super easy.
Yeah. And then there's a room
like the fucking the gorilla dude, the lizard gorilla on Dothmere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that dude.
Those guys suck.
Have you parried it 3 times in a row though?
You say that like I can parry beasts, which I'm terrible at the timing for parrying when it's beasts.
You should just check it out, see if you can do it one time, because you're playing on the easier difficulty, right?
I'm playing not on story mode, but the next harder one.
So Jedi Knight.
No, Knight.
It goes Padawan, Knight, Master, Grandmaster.
It's story mode, Knight, Master, Grandmaster.
I'm surprised they didn't just call it Padawan.
I know.
Yeah, and then there's a description. You just say, "Oh, it's Padawan."
Yeah,
because your parry timing on that difficulty is you just block, and it's a parry.
It's a parry, which I think might be more fun for me because I'm terrible at blocking in games.
Yeah,
I'm good at dodging. I'm even good at perfect dodging. I'm terrible at perfect parrying.
Oh, there's when you get more abilities, there's a witch time dodge.
Oh fuck, that's sick.
Yeah, I don't know if it stops the entire world. I think it might just be you
just
dodge
and slow on the one guy.
Yeah, which I think is how witch time works in Smash.
And Smash, yeah.
Yeah, but no one plays Bayonetta in a bunch of characters.
Yeah.
You do it in 1v1s to lift them out of the stage.
But honestly, yeah. So it's Dark Souls for me isn't my kind of action game. I know there's lots of people who like more combo-based ones and Dark Souls. I'm not saying it has to be mutually exclusive. You and Chris like both styles.
Yeah, we both like Devil May Cry and Dark Souls.
I'm just more of a DMC guy in general.
Yeah.
And so, because Dark Souls, I find so for the original Dark Souls, because I was thinking about this when I was I got to talk about Jedi Knight Fallen Order or whatever the fuck they called it.
Yeah.
With Ian.
I was literally when I was talking to Blake on Saturday, I literally couldn't remember the name of the game. And he was like, wow, you just said you love this game and you don't know the name. I was like, man, I could call this The Last Jedi and it makes sense.
Star Wars. The Joker from Gotham Boy.
Yeah. Sometimes he's great at acting, and then sometimes it feels flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
a lot of the cutscenes he's great, but then some of just the normal talking to people, it's oh man.
Yeah, it's a good AAA game.
You were hungover for that session.
What I was going to say about the Dark Souls thing in general, especially like the original, I was like, because I was thinking about, I got to talk about this game on the podcast. I was like, why don't I like it? And I go, because I'll tolerate bad gameplay for a good story, but I have to be interested.
But it's not bad gameplay. And that's the thing. That's what always grip. Like, that's my biggest gripe. I wanted to bring this up.
Yeah.
I saw an article from fucking Polygon, probably Polygon, but it might have been Kotaku.
Yeah.
About how the FromSoft developers should take a page out of Jedi Fallen Order and add a difficulty slider in their games. It's like, no, shut the fuck up. And also, you don't need to play Dark Souls.
Yeah.
There's no story in Dark Souls. Like, there's no story at the forefront. If you want to know the story, you fucking go on YouTube and search Vadi Vidya. Like, you don't fucking... It's all item descriptions. People who talk to you are just cryptic bullshit that you have to place together with items descriptions to get stories. There is no reason to play Dark Souls other than the gameplay.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and Bloodborne.
Well, Bloodborne's got a more interesting world.
It has a more interesting world, but it's the same shit. There's no story. You can play through the entirety of Bloodborne and go like, why? Spoilers for Bloodborne. Why did I just turn into a fucking slug?
I know why, because I watched a video.
Yeah, I know why as well, because you became an infantile great one. But I didn't know that from the fucking game. I had to go watch Vadi Vidya.
I got that from a Dan Olsen video.
I don't know who that is, but...
He makes... oh my God, what's he called it? I don't remember. Folding Ideas.
Yeah.
He does... It's mostly movies. Sometimes he'll talk about games.
Sekiro, I kind of understand wanting a difficulty slider for, because there's a proper story there.
There is. There's cutscenes and
like
characters.
Elden Ring as well. There's probably a proper story there as well.
Gurm.
Yeah, they got George Railroad Martin to come in there write lore for it. So there's going to be probably a proper story, but so that like you kind of want to store it. Like if they want to put a difficulty mode in this, put in a story mode where it's like every enemy dies in one hit and they do very little damage to you because you just want to know the story.
Or even like I'm okay with Jedi Knight's difficulty on this setting I've picked, but like for me, for Dark Souls 1, we played it on the Couch Potatoes as a Let's Play.
Yeah,
and like.
Which no one can watch that. I feel very ashamed.
Yeah, it's all of Couch Potatoes. Like I'm really happy I did it. It was fun to do, but I don't stand by anything I've done and said. It was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, man, fucking. When I played the first one, it was like, oh, you died. Oh, here's this like thing that's intentionally like this guy comes out and to fuck you the first time because you're trying to walk through it.
There's a really funny one in Sekiro.
That rolls or stuff like that, right? And it's like stuff that's meant to fuck you over, and the game's really hard. And then when you die, you died. It comes up, and it's fucking really aggressive.
The best mod in the game though is you can get one for the PC where it just says "Thanks Obama" instead.
But for me, it's like, okay, you're being intentionally an asshole, but I'm not the personality type where someone's being a dick. I have to prove them wrong.
There's like a bunch of parts in. I was streaming it to my friends on Discord last night when I was playing Fallen Order. And they just kept laughing because I kept getting ambushed. They were like, yeah, it's really funny and it's good game. They thought it was good game design. I'm like, they're not wrong because the enemies that you get ambushed by, they're never like purge troopers or anything.
No, they're usually
the guys
pretty easy.
You parry once and they're dead.
Yeah.
Or just
and like
slap once.
That's the worst one was in the, what's it called? The fucking Dormac planet. I don't remember.
Dothmere. Where Darth Maul is from.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah,
okay, that makes so much sense.
When you see the guys, they have horns on their head.
I saw the guys. I didn't put that together.
Yeah, the Night Sister, you don't get to see her head.
They were white.
Yeah,
and Darth Maul's red.
Yeah, I thought Darth Maul was going to show up on that planet, to be honest, because there's a part where she, you go pick up the echoes.
Yeah, and
she straight up says to you, she's like, "Oh, he was right. I should never have trusted you guys." But she never says who he is.
But it's DM, baby.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe it's Darth Maul, because at this point he had his robot legs.
Yeah. Yes. He had his robot legs after episode 1.
Yeah, like pretty much they're like, oh, he's dead. And he was like, no, I'm not. But also, fuck the Sith, man.
I'm really only dead to the movies. And then in the cartoon, I can show up with robo legs. Well, and then I can show up in Solo.
Yeah, I can show up in Solo and everyone can be like, ugh. I guess I'll take a Solo too.
That was one of the only good parts of Solo.
Yeah.
No, do you know that that leads into Rebels, by the way, because he dies in Rebels.
Ah, fuck.
You gotta watch Rebels, but in order to get Rebels, you gotta watch the Clone Wars. No, not the Samurai Jack Clone Wars, the other Clone Wars.
Bad one.
The less good one, but apparently it gets good.
Yeah,
but
I tried to watch that and I was like, this, it's like when 3D animation was just brand new.
So the movie's terrible. Apparently the first season's pretty bad, and then it starts getting good in season 2 to 5.
Yeah. So in Fallen Order,
oh, what I was gonna say, you've interrupted me 2 times.
Have I?
Yes. So Dark Souls, why I'm not into it. It's mean to me, and I'm not the type of personality where if someone's mean to me, I need to prove them wrong. Instead, I don't have much
away. You're like,
I don't have much of an ego. I go, you're an asshole. Why do I have to prove you shit?
Yeah.
And that's why. And it's like, if I was invested in the story or world, then I would continue on. But I don't get invested in Dark Souls alone, especially because its world is visually uninteresting at the start.
Yeah.
At the very least at the start. What I've seen, I'm like, yeah, it's generic and boring. I don't give a fuck. Right? None of the lore got to me because I was too early. So I was like, why do I play this? What's my purpose to put time and effort into getting good when there's
fucking
no
depressing
reward?
World.
To what I've seen, it looks really fucking lame. But Bloodborne was interesting, and I put 3 or 4 hours into Bloodborne of actually playing it, and I bounced off of it because I didn't get through the first area. It's hard. Again, I didn't get enough tease of things that actually made me want to push through and repeat the same places over and over and over again until I got good.
You might have just also been throwing your head at the wall and playing the same way, because to you, it's like, I'm playing the way I want to play.
Yeah,
I don't want to adapt.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm going to go into this.
Yeah, it was like, no, I'm bad at that type of game. I'm good at dodging, but I'm bad at parrying. I'll dodge things and hit, but there's a point where you're like, okay, this is the 5th time I've been trying to go through this area. I just want to be fucking done. Like, I want to get to the next part now. It's like the opposite of like Sayonara Wild Hearts is like, have you been struggling with this song? Do you want to skip past this section of the song? I'm like, no, it's a great song. I want to hear the whole thing and do sick because it's fun. But like Dark Souls, to me, it gets repetitive quick and then it stops being fun. And with this, at the beginning of this game, I was having the same problem. In the fucking tutorial level, I died like 3 times.
Wait, which game?
Jedi Knight Outlaw Boy.
What was the tutorial?
You're on the train.
Oh, I thought it was. I don't know if this was a random voice line, but I feel like it was programmed in. You meet the first guy with the stun baton or whatever.
Yeah, and he says traitor.
He starts to say it. He gets his ass blown up immediately.
No, a lot of them say traitor.
No, but this guy,
the first one you see
says it, but then he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah,
and I thought that was funny. I'm like,
it is funny. But but yeah, like in that first section, I was dying. But because you do the bit where you're climbing around and you talk to people and like you're seeing interesting things first, and it's Star Wars and it's cool, I'm like, oh shit, well, I want to play more because of the Uncharted Star Wars things.
Yeah, it's like it kind of opens up like Uncharted 1.
And the story. Yeah, exactly. Right. Or well, it opens up with a fucking Uncharted 2 set piece.
Yeah,
it's the train sequence.
Yes. Oh yeah, I guess it's very Uncharted. But I mean, like just how you have your older companion like talking to you while you do all this climbing and shit. It really felt like Sully in Uncharted 1 calling out to you while you're climbing to try and get inside of that U-boat or some shit.
Yeah, yeah. And so like it's really that grabbed me. So I was like, okay, let me get through the combat, and now I enjoy the combat, but I still suck. Like the last thing I did, and I had to turn the game off last night, was like. You
haven't fought the 9th sister, have you?
Well, only the first, like in the first level.
Oh, okay. So when you fight her again, there's like a big reveal. That's a spoiler though. But
okay.
I was bouncing off of that fight. I was not doing well. I felt real bad. You have to get her around like the half or at least a quarter of her health left before it cutscenes you away.
Oh, okay.
Because it's supposed to still be a fight where it's like,
cinematic.
You're not strong enough to beat her.
Okay.
You're supposed to like be trying your best, but she still kicks your ass. But then when I got all of my abilities, and like I had the force push, force pull, I had my time, I had my double jump, I went up and fought the second sister. No, the 9th sister. The second sister is the one that is the hard one. Okay. The 9th sister is the one who's like the big alien lady.
You're spoiling a bit for me.
No, you should have seen her by now.
The first cutscene. Yo, wait, the big alien one, right?
Yeah.
In like the opening.
Yeah, she's there. So, and you see in the subtitle that her name is the 9th sister.
Right. I remember.
So The fight against her felt fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of parrying to feel good.
Yeah, see, I'm terrible at parrying, especially like beast type characters. With the sword guys, I'm a little bit better, but I'm still bad at the timing.
She's a Sith. She uses a lightsaber.
Okay, with the sword guys, I'm a little bit better, and I'm really decent with the guys shooting at me.
Yeah, and she like shouts lore to you while you're like fighting her. Yeah, she like to pretty much just tells you how Inquisitors are made.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I think they also tell you that in Rebels. So if you've watched Rebels, you know.
If you've watched Rebels, I think there's characters from that in this.
No, I think these Inquisitors are different than the ones in Rebels.
Oh, okay.
Because then if you're going to beat these characters, or a lot of their lore is based in this game, that means they had to be a nothing character in Rebels.
Right.
It's like the shit that's going on in Rebels and this game is at
the same time. Yeah. That's why Saw Gerrera shows up, because he's from Rebels, and then he was in...
Was Saw Gerrera in Rebels?
He was in Rebels first.
No, okay, because I swear this is like 5 years after the Jedi Purge.
Saw Gerrera was in Rebels, and then he was in Rogue One.
But your character... But here's
was not in Rebels.
No, but your character, Cal Kestis, he was a Padawan. He survived the Purge. He was like 12 as a Padawan, and now it's like 7 years later, so he's like 19.
Yeah. He crashed that Jedi ship, and the Purge happened
the year Luke and Leia were born.
Yep.
And in Rebels, Luke and Leia are teens.
Well, they're teens, and
so I don't think
they're teens in A New Hope.
I don't think Rebels and this is happening at the same time.
Rebels takes place over the course of multiple years, I believe.
No, but it takes place over the multiple years before New Hope. This takes place before 7 years.
New Hope.
New Hope is 18 years past the Purge.
Yeah.
This is 7 years.
Well, it's actually New Hope is 16 or 17 years.
I think Luke is an adult.
Luke's 16.
No, man.
Yeah, he's 16 or 17.
Yeah, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, who cares?
I think he's 16. You say he's 16. I say he's 18.
Okay, I think he's 16 or 17.
Yeah. So, whatever. This game takes
place before New Hope.
Rebels. Before Rebels and A New Hope.
I think I think... Because Saw Gerrera is in Rebels, but he's not a main character.
He just shows up, and then he dies a couple years, like a year or two later.
In Rogue One.
Yeah, good. Fuck him.
Spoiler alert for Rogue One.
A bad movie. Say that. My friends say that, but every single like online person that I follow who like loves Star Wars is like Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie.
That's stupid. It's I think about Rogue One the same. I think of like Force Awakens, which is both of those movies are really good movie theater movies.
I think I'll never watch Rogue One again. I'll probably watch Force Awakens again.
They're both equally bland.
I just enjoyed Force Awakens more. I think it's the presence of Jedi.
Force Awakens has slightly more interesting characters, and Rogue One has slightly more interesting camera work,
which to a person like me
means nothing. To me, it means a bit more.
I literally got in a long argument because I said cinematography is bullshit.
You're a liar, because it's
cinematography is everything that goes into making a movie. I literally was only thinking of camera work.
Camera work. Well, cinematography is camera and lighting and like stuff like that.
Yeah, it's direction.
No.
I don't mean character direction, like, you know what, fuck you, fine. It's cameras and lighting.
It's like cameras and lighting is cinematography generally.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like, I care about that, and you do, but it's subconscious.
Oh,
it subconsciously affects you.
And this, like, in video games, it gets me all the time. We're like, ooh, that was a really cool shot. Like, I enjoy how the camera pulls back to show me the entire area while I'm like climbing a ladder or something, because not everyone can play Snake Eater.
Yeah.
To make a ladder enjoyable.
Yeah, Snake Eater has an enjoyable ladder, but it works a different way, because you wouldn't expect it to be enjoyable.
Yeah, because
it's climbing a ladder for 3 minutes.
Hideo Kojima's a fucking weirdo.
He's like, because it's a locked down shot of you climbing a ladder,
and then you just have this woman going,
and it sings the fucking theme song, and it's the coolest shit in the world.
I've never played that game, but I've seen the clip of that Russian man crying at the ending.
Yeah, and
I was like, couldn't hear it over his fucking tears, so I was like, I need to know why this man is crying. So I literally just went and watched the final cutscene, and I started crying.
It's a good, like, honestly, I want to get into that, but I'm terrible at stealth.
I just play it on easy.
That's fair.
I just know it's like, Connor had also explained this to me before.
Yeah.
That the pretty much the plot of 3 is the origin of Snake getting the name Boss.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Where like your mom, who you're like
your mom was the boss and you're big boss.
Yeah, because you kill her.
Yeah.
Well, no, you didn't actually. They say you killed her, but
they put her in a computer.
You like, yeah, you like she had to like sacrifice herself to like stop a bunch of nukes or some shit.
Something like that.
But to other than you are like, yo, she was the greatest woman that ever lived. But to everyone else, she's a fucking terrorist. She was the world's biggest war criminal. Everyone hated her. I'm still. Yeah, it's like a song sung from her perspective. In a dream. Yeah,
it's a good song. It's a good fucking thing.
I did it not for love, not for honor, but you.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Go watch if you don't give a shit about playing that whole game, just go watch that final cutscene and you will understand.
You can do both, even.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit more.
Or just look up like Metal Gear Solid the movie, and someone has like their perfect gameplay up.
Or just look up the song. I have the song on my phone.
Yeah. You know what I fucking hate?
What?
Thinking of that shit. Whenever you go like look up a guide for something and it's like a new game and it's some kid just like he just like did like a screen recording or some shit.
Yeah. with unregistered hypercam
yeah,
too.
Unregistered hypercam, but you could just get OBS for free as well. So
unregistered hypercam is from like 2007.
Yeah, and it's also like a meme now.
Yeah.
Like fucking Alpha Rad puts that before his videos, just saying unregistered hypercam. Like, but it's like, oh shit, I really need to see the exact location of some item I need to grab that's important for the story. So I'm like, all right, quick Google. And it's some kid just also like going in circles, just like, like camera moving around everywhere. And then I skip, and it's like a 3-minute long video. And it's like, motherfucker, I'm mashing the L key because that skips 10 seconds ahead. And I find the moment where he gets it. And then I just kind of like find something like, okay, it's near that item. And then I go for it.
Yeah, man. To get back to Jedi.
Yeah.
To get back to the Jedis. I find that game very fun. It's very hard at the start, but I wanted to push through because the story and characters and setting is interesting to me.
I'm going to try not to flex.
All right.
I think the beginning's fucking easy.
Yeah. Okay. But how many fucking games in that genre have you played?
The main ones.
Yeah, you've played all the fucking Dark Souls games, Bloodborne. You've played one of the Surge games.
No,
you played Code Vein.
I didn't play the Surge.
I thought you played one of them.
No, I played Code Vein though.
You played Code Vein. You played fucking Lords of the Fallen.
Code Vein's also is much easier because you can co-op. You're always with a co-op buddy, and you can choose the guy who just like tanks everything for you, and you just do damage.
So for me, as somebody who bounces off that kind of game and like honestly just bought this when they showed it to look like Sekiro, I was like, okay, I guess I'm still buying this, but it probably won't be very good.
When they showed me that as well, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean, for people who want a lightsaber that feels like a lightsaber, it's not. It's
it's fucking weak. Like
it doesn't do much damage.
There's parts where you have to like you need BD1 to splice open a door, and it's like, man, I've seen episode 1.
You can cut open a door.
Yeah. Instead, you slice at something, and it's just like it leaves a trail mark, and it's like, bro, why is my lightsaber such a punk bitch?
Well, to change the subject to something that's happening at the same time with Star Wars, in the fucking first episode of The Mandalorian, they get a turret and shoot a door open.
Yeah. There's tons of reasons why you should be able to just, or chests. It's like, yo, this chest is locked. Okay, cut the top off.
Yeah.
Like, why do I have to play through 3 planets to get a fucking unlocking tool?
It's one of those.
I get that it's a negative, but it didn't hit me that hard.
It's not a negative to me. It's just kind of annoying because like no game has gotten at it like the Jedi Knight, like Dark Forces and Jedi Academy, like those games.
Or think about fucking Force Unleashed.
Even Force Unleashed,
it's a much more linear game, and you never revisit the levels.
Force Unleashed is a fucking God of War, like.
Yeah, you hit a door, and you're just like, I'm cutting this bitch open. You cannot stop me. I am fucking Star Killer.
Also, one thing I found in this game,
to me, that was the last good Star Wars game.
Yeah, and it's not even that great.
Yeah, it's like janky, I think, but like it's fine.
Yeah, it's just it's a God of War clone. It's got cool Force shit.
It was also like the first example of Legends. Because it takes place during episode 4, and the final battle of the game is you kicking the shit out of Luke Skywalker.
That's in the special edition.
Oh, yeah. And then you become
Because the special edition shit.
Oh no, the original was you beat the shit out of Darth Vader.
You fight Darth Vader and the Emperor, and they kill you. That's the original ending.
But you win, but then it's like, no, you didn't. Bah.
You beat the fight. Yeah, you win the fight. You win the boss battle, but then they kill you.
Yeah.
But and then the special edition / DLC, then they added the stuff where it's like you kill Darth Vader and become the new Darth Vader, and then you like win the battle. But actually, there was a game that did the similar Legends-esque what if mode ending, and that's the Revenge of the Sith, the video game.
Really?
Did you play that game?
No, I didn't.
So the last fight of that game is the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
On Mustafar.
And you can win as Obi-Wan, as Anakin.
Yeah. So you play it the first time as Obi-Wan, and you get the regular ending.
Darth Vader still happens. He's just hot now.
He's just hot.
Yeah.
And then there's like a secret double final last mission, which is you get to play the fight. Well, it's not much of a fight in the movie, but they do it as a boss fight in the game from episode 4. Where it's Anakin and Obi-Wan, but Darth Vader and Ben Kenobi.
Yeah. So when I was playing, what the fuck was it called? When I was playing Fallen Order on like for my friends, they saw Grease, your captain.
Yeah. And
they were like, "Yo, what's this? Look at this butt chin koala." And I was like, "Yo, man, don't disrespect Stitch. He's got 4 arms and he's like,
dude, I'm so cheesed because some of the regular enemies, which are clearly just almost identical to the ogre from Sekiro, which are K2SOs, but they don't have K2SO's voice. They don't have Alan Tudyk.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's like, it's a robot. They don't all have the same voice.
But they all have the same voice.
It's not like, no, they don't.
In the game, they all have the same voice.
Oh, in this game. Okay.
Yeah, they all have the woman's voice, but they all look identical to the Alan Tudyk bot.
Okay. And if they got a couple different voices, then I would accept it as like, because that's actually a thing in Overwatch. All the robot characters, it's all the same voice actor.
Oh, cool.
Because they're all like mass produced factory games, but that game sucks.
So, why couldn't we get Alan Tudyk? We got fucking actual Forrest Whitaker.
That was actually Forrest Whitaker?
It is.
Oh man, he was better in the game than he was in the movie. Actor. No, yeah, but he was better in the game than he was in the movie.
No, in the movie he's overacting in a really good way. He's like, "Oh, do it."
Yeah. Maybe he just couldn't act with his entire body this time, so they were just
he's like, yes, you should.
Well, they probably mocapped this actually, so
no, you know, I think they mocapped someone else.
They probably mocapped,
and he did the voice.
Yeah, probably. They were like, "Yeah, we can get Forrest Whitaker in here for an hour to record his 8 lines." They
scanned him in, used somebody else to mocap it, and then used him to voice it.
And based on like how many movies that man has been in, you could probably just look up.
Yeah, you could probably do it bespoke, but yeah. And like, yeah, man, fuck. The game's cool, but if you're looking for something that's going to make you feel like a powerful Jedi, something like more akin to...
I'm feeling powerful once you get like force push and force pull.
So I've got abilities. Push, I don't have pull.
Pull is like literally makes the game better.
Yeah, I saw I saw a clip online and I was like,
small little shitty enemies that it's like fucking stay in one place.
You just get to grab them out of the air and murder them immediately.
You press square or fucking X and you just like have them in front of you and go like and slice them in half. Usually it takes 3 hits to kill them. With that move, it's just instant kill.
And another warning about that game, I'm playing it on my launch PS4 and there's so many like texture pop in errors, including in cutscenes. In the cutscene where you free Wookiees from the prison, which I think they showed in the fucking trailer.
Wookiees just look bad.
Not only do the Wookiees look bad, when I first opened the vaults, they weren't there. They popped in the cutscene.
Oh,
they were gone and then they were out. They just spawned in during the cutscene, and I was like, Jesus Christ! But I know this is their first game on Unreal, and I'm glad they didn't have to use fucking Frostbite.
I think everything else about this game looks beautiful and amazing.
Lots of frame drops for me as well.
Well, yeah, but I'm playing on PC on Epic.
I'm playing on
on Epic
PS4.
The graphics setting, not on Epic Game Store. Fuck that noise. Thank you, EA, though, for not forcing me to use Origin anymore.
Oh, it was on Steam?
Yeah, all Origin games are going to Steam, but they're treating Origin like Uplay now, where it opens up in the background when you launch one of their games.
So that means, you know what that means?
The Sims is going to go on Steam.
I was going to say something more interesting, which is I was going to do a Mirror's Edge comparison video between the first and second game, but the second game was on Origin, so then I didn't end up doing it.
So now you're going to do it.
Now I can do it.
Well, I don't know if it's there yet, but I've heard
it will be.
I've heard the plan is to move everything there.
Also, one thing I learned, Mirror's Edge 1 is on Steam, Mirror's Edge 2, Catalyst is on Origin. And if you Google it, Catalyst is generally cheaper.
Because it's a fucking bad game.
Yeah.
I think the coolest part about my nihilism on video games is like I see sequels to games now that I'm like, oh, I love the first one. And then a sequel comes out and I go like, I don't need to play this.
Yeah. I feel you.
It's like when Battlefront was coming back and everyone was like, "Ooh, nostalgia."
Well,
I'm like, it's not the same.
I was hype. I was like, DICE has great people working there. They have a good engine, good graphics.
Why the fuck does EA just shit out Star Wars games like they're nothing? Like they
they didn't even do that. They put out 2 Battlefront games and finally a third game that isn't a Battlefront game.
Yeah. Well, the first Battlefront game was shit.
The first Battlefront game was decent, but didn't have enough content.
Yeah, there was only 3 maps. And
there was more, but then they added more as well after.
But didn't it launch with 3?
It didn't launch with a single player mode, if that's what you're thinking.
No. I know they didn't do that.
It doesn't have one.
The fuck game.
Which sucks because the old Battlefront 2 had one of my favorite...
Fuck multiplayer games that think they can do that. That is so annoying.
I get why, but don't be full price.
Yeah, I get it that like, yeah, people buy Call of Duty to play the multiplayer. But
if you're going to have DLC and like... microtransactions and no story mode, guess what? Put your fucking game out for free.
Half price.
For free if you're going to have fucking microtransactions.
Depends on how much. Okay, if you're going to have microtransactions.
Fortnite has DLC microtransactions and updates.
Fortnite's Battle Royale mode came out for free to get people interested in the game so that they would go buy the non-free version.
But then nobody did. And they're still a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah, man, nobody did. I did.
You bought Save the World?
Yeah.
I didn't know you did.
I thought it was interesting, but then as I was playing, I was like, I thought it was like an actual like open world area where you could like build up I thought it was gonna be like kind of Minecraft with zombies.
I thought that's what it was.
It kind of is, but it's like you don't have your own world to just keep going through and getting new shit. And you can run out of resources in like the map. It takes a long time, and you probably will never do it. But it's just like, it's not fun. And every enemies just become bullet sponges. It's not that great of a thing. It was made to also house microtransactions as well.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah. But that's why they dropped it. It doesn't exist anymore.
But EA, they got the Star Wars license when the Disney buyout happened. They put out 3 games in 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got a license to print money, and what you did was make one game that was like not enough content, make a second game that had enough content that was fucking busted up with bullshit, and like you had to apologize for an update for years to make
Star Wars is like Pokemon to Americans.
Well, Pokemon's Pokemon to Americans.
You're right, but I'm saying like if in like North
Star Wars
America
is Dragon Quest to Americans.
That's better. Because Dragon Quest is very...
Because Americans will shit money for Star Wars, except Solo.
Yeah. Well, that's because there was a Star Wars fatigue when that came out. And
there still is.
Didn't The Last Jedi just come out at like the same time?
The Last Jedi came out like 6 months beforehand. Yeah. Here's my opinions on the new Star Wars movies, and now I'm going to talk about The Mandalorian because I wanted to. So there's 2 episodes of The Mandalorian. Here's my opinion on Star Wars. I like the really old ones. They're quite good, but I know that's like an obvious opinion that everybody has. The prequels have a special spot in my heart because I grew up with them. The first Star Wars movie I watched was Attack of the Clones, and I loved it as a kid.
Yeah, I think Attack of the Clones gets a lot of shit, but it's other than like everything Obi-Wan does and the shit that happens on I don't know, that bug planet.
Oh, Genova.
Geonosis.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think that's enjoyable. Whenever you have to fucking watch the cringy bullshit of like Anakin bodyguarding, aka courting Padme, I'm just like, oh my god, can you fucking rip my eyeballs out?
Yeah, I mean, again,
that's as an adult though. As a child, I was just
as
like,
a kid, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Even like I was attached to a lot of the characters. The Clone Wars cartoon by Genndy Tartakovsky, I love that shit as a kid.
I missed out on that one.
The Samurai Jack one?
Yeah, I just wasn't.
They were like 10-minute episodes.
Yeah, no, but I just never watched it.
Asajj Ventress is one of the coolest characters. That's the Sith with the 2 red lightsabers, and she's bald. I've
my whole life has pretty much been like, I only play video games. I don't really watch a lot of TV.
That's fair.
But like, so that's why but then also I didn't have money as a kid.
Yeah.
Like my mom hates video games. She still does. She thinks it's a huge waste of money. And it's like, bitch, you fucking watch CNN all day. Don't give me shit. Only watch CNN.
At least it's not Fox.
My mom, My mom thinks she's a liberal, but then we'll go around and say some offensive shit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, so I never had video games. So it's like, man, all I did as a kid was play video games. And they're like, oh shit, did you play Mario Sunshine? I'm like, no. Did you play Metroid Prime? No. Did you play like any PS2 game? I'm like, if my stepbrother had it, yeah. But like,
did you play Final Fantasy X?
No, I didn't play my first Final Fantasy was 15.
Yeah. You should play 10.
I should also play 13.
No.
I like it though.
Did you play any of it?
I played a bit.
How did you get through? Like the cutscenes are nice. The game's
I just
pretty.
like it because lightning's hot.
Yeah, the game's pretty. Lightning's pretty, but she's only pretty.
Yeah.
That's all she has going for her.
I like the aesthetic of the game.
The aesthetic's really nice, but the problem is the battle system's not interesting.
Really?
It's a weight-based system where you just stack a queue of moves.
Oh, so it's like fucking well, so it could be similar to Xenoblade 2.
I didn't play Xenoblade Chronicles.
It sucks. Don't play it.
Okay.
Also, you know how Dragon Quest has like really bad English voice acting where everyone's like, "Oh, I love."
Yeah. Oh, I heard that was in Xenoblade.
That's all Xenoblade is. It's even worse than that because it's all Cockney, where you go to different areas in Dragon Quest and they do different shitty accents. Like
there's like Welsh accents and shit like that.
They do British, they do Norwegian, they do French. Like they just do a bunch of European accents. It's nothing but Cockney. in
Xenoblade 2.
Yeah,
but the first game didn't. It wasn't that like that.
Except for the villains and your sword. They speak like fancy posh British.
I like the island turtle dad. His voice is funny.
Yeah,
in
I like
demo.
Yeah. And then he turns into a little fucking small one that hangs on your hood.
Yeah.
Because no one can die in JRPGs.
That's true.
Except for the main character at the end of the game. It's a sweet ending.
Only sometimes.
It's a sweet ending to Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, that's great.
That
game's got a great ending.
I love Final Fantasy's title cards and shit.
Dude.
That art every time. And when
I have the art book.
And then you finish it and it's like you got like Luna Freya on there. I think I just broke your chair.
No,
or just
it's
adjusted.
already kind of fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So you have Luna Freya like napping up there on top of the title.
But you couldn't tell that's who it was in the original.
Yeah, and then you finish the game and Noctis goes there and they're like in the kind of like it's sort of in the pose.
Yeah.
Of the final cutscene of them being like in heaven together and shit. And it's like, ah!
Yeah, dude, I cried super hard.
Yeah, it's like this game was kind of mediocre, but that's so good.
Yeah, the story's good. The gameplay, not so much.
Also, Noctis is fucking asshole sometimes. Hey, your friend just lost his eyesight protecting you in a battle, and they don't really tell you how he did it, and then you play the fucking episode how he does it, and it's amazing.
So do you know what I did with that game?
What?
I was like, I love this game. I'm buying the season pass.
And then you stopped?
And then I never played any of the DLC.
Oh, man.
Like they did the Assassin's Creed one and the Moogle Chocobo Festival. And I was like, cool, maybe I'll check those out.
That wasn't really DLC though. That was a timed event.
And then I checked out the Moogle one, that festival thing.
Where it takes you to the fucking, the city.
Yeah, it's Altisha.
Where everything goes wrong.
Yeah. And then I never touched it. I bought the season pass and I didn't touch any of the DLC.
The Gladiolus one is really cool because it's like he goes through this.
Well, it's just he fights the guy and you see more of that. The other guy, the Kingsguard guy,
the guy who was
which in the movie he comes across as super. Well, in the movie he's a bad guy.
Is he?
Yeah, he. That's why it's so fucked that he's in the opening cutscene.
Are you talking Arden?
No.
Core?
One of the guard guys.
One of the guard guys.
The guard guy who wears the black suit. Not Gladiolus.
Man, fuck this. Who cares?
That guy is the villain in the movie. Okay, he fucks everything over.
So anyways, he like takes him on this fucking thing and he has to go through like a dungeon and to get more power and shit. Then the Ignis one is he's like fighting through the city trying to get to you on the altar or whatever. Because you passed out after you beat Leviathan.
Yeah.
But there was Magitech soldiers everywhere. And you get close to you as Ignis and Arden shows up. And he's like, yo, I'm going to kill this boy. And Ignis is like, over my fucking dead body. And Arden's like, probably. Okay. And then you see the ring.
Yeah.
That knocked, like the king's ring.
Yeah.
And anyone who doesn't have the king's blood inside of them, when they put it on, it fucks you up. It's like holding the Power Stone in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
So like he goes like Ignis is like, I think I can handle some. I'm going to take some of this power. I don't give a shit if it kills me. I'm going to fuck you up and I'm going to save that boy and then I'm going to go die somewhere else.
Damn.
So Ignis puts it on and it goes like, his hair goes like all anime. His eyes like start like bleeding fire. And you just like have this cool ass fight scene against Arden where you actually fuck him up super hard.
Yeah.
Obviously he's still kind of weak because he doesn't go into his final form and shit. But like you do a lot of damage. And then that's how Ignis loses his eyesight. His eyes like blew out of his head.
Yeah, man. Like they did the first round. They did all the other.
The Prompto one sucks.
I heard the Prompto one's really good.
Story, yeah. But I don't like playing a third person shooter.
Oh, that's fair.
The entirety is a third person shooter.
I heard people saying the Gladio one was really weak.
It's a boss rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like lots of people hated that.
It's fine though. It's like a $5 DLC. It's fine.
And then they were going to do their second round where there was going to be episode
Arden.
Well, there was episode Arden prologue, and there was going to be a further episode Arden, but there was also who's the girl who works for the bad guys? Aranea. She doesn't
work for them. She's like a mercenary that just got a high rank in their military.
Everyone loves her, and she was going to get an episode.
Yeah, she's a big part of Prompto's episode.
And there was also going to be episode Eurus, I think.
Eurus.
Like the sister. Gladio's sister.
Oh, that's a weird one.
Everybody liked her, though.
Yeah, but she's like a support character.
Yeah, but she's interesting. She joins the party, so she can at least kick some ass.
She doesn't. She throws healing potions at you.
Well, you know. People like her. They like cute girls in video games. They happen to.
It's like fucking... if it's like they made an episode Aerith.
Except Aerith is interesting.
Doesn't she just heal though?
She can hit people.
All right, fine, you got me.
She has the option to use melee attacks. Oh, I shouldn't be touching that. That makes noise.
Oh yeah, I've
you broke yours.
Yeah, it's right there. So anyways, Final Fantasy's cool. Let's get back to whatever the fuck we were talking about before that.
I don't remember.
All right, so Pokemon Sword and Shield. This is just a real quick thing.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, yo, this game's going to be bad. The animation sucked. They took away our fucking roster. Oh, can't wait till they find out what happens in the next Smash Bros. Game.
Yeah, I mean,
not all 85 characters are going to be in fucking Smash 6.
Because they said like we'll be able to have every fucking Pokemon ever, and that's like they'd done a bunch of stuff to do that, and then they like went back on their word. And I get why people are mad because the point of Pokemon is catching them all.
So straight up, apparently,
but also I don't give a shit
from one dude's account, but he's the only guy who's talked. Is Game Freak makes a crazy, like if you work at Game Freak, you make a good amount of money, probably like 100,000 a year, which in Japan is not. Like coders and programmers are pretty much like day laborers.
Yeah, they make no fucking money at all.
They make like 50K, which is about normal what you would make here for like a entry position.
No.
Yeah.
As somebody who worked multiple entry positions.
I'm not talking your
fucking... Oh, you mean at games?
No, I'm talking like in
your job.
My job, I make 50K.
Your job, you make good money.
My job
when I was
sucks,
working full time at a bank, I was making $37,500.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Canadian dollars.
You got me.
And that's Canadian dollars.
Fine, you win. I talked out of my ass for a second.
Yeah. Stop acting like you're not the rich one in the friend group.
I'm not.
You are.
I live with my mom, man.
So do I.
That's why I have money. It's because I live with my mom. If I lived if I moved out when Blake
how about
moved
move out together, pussy?
No, you don't have a solid income.
I will when
that actually happened with my friends.
Yeah.
Is that they were going to move out together and then one of them quit their job like right before and they're like, never mind, fuck you. Oh shit, he's the guy I told I was good. You should listen to the podcast.
Well, you know what? Fuck you, buddy. Yeah. Just kidding. I'll probably see you when Ian and I go to Ohio.
Yeah. And also, he's a real cool dude.
Well, why did you say that not into the mic?
Because I have a mean persona and he knows it. His fucking fiance is always like, she thinks I'm mean to everybody. I'm only mean to her. It's because she vapes in the fucking mic. Her name on Discord is Kicked because I don't actually want to kick anyone from my Discord because then I have to just invite them back anyways. But she vapes next to her mic and she uses like headphone mic on her phone and shit. So it's like constantly.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Tell her to get a USB mic.
She won't. She just doesn't
Tell
care.
her to buy.
And I'm like, I have this fucking huge issue in my Discord about audio quality.
And that's why we're using the highest quality microphones.
Yes. So like before I had like a desk mic, but then I was like, this is inconvenient and my headset mic is fine. And also I have my audio shit like set. I actually set my frequencies and shit.
Yeah.
Or the pickup, whatever. So it's like if I eat chips, you're gonna hear it though, because big crunch. But like if you're fucking sitting there, you don't hear me tapping my keyboard unless I fucking put my head on my desk. You don't hear me. You don't hear my TV when I have it on. But these guys, it's like, yo, give me a second. And then they're just like, you just hear them tap their desk and they're just making a full course meal right there. Like, nice. It's nothing but food. And actually, if any of you fuckers are listening to this, yeah, I'm mad about this. A lot of the times I'll just fucking Irish goodbye out of my own Discord because it's like, yo, I'm just hearing nonstop mouth noises or clanking of dishes. And it's like, nah, none of us are talking. I'm just going to leave.
Okay, can I talk about something that's funny? Because I feel like we've been mostly talking about normal shit. And I just want to say something really quick that's funny.
You can say whatever. It's your fucking show.
It is my show, but I didn't want to interrupt you and make you feel bad.
Yeah, that's Canadian politeness, fellas.
Yeah. So I'm mad because on Davis's birthday, we went to a bar. This was Friday. It sucks. It was a bar that sucks.
But I got excited for a minute when we walked in there because the hockey game was playing, and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, maybe there's no bar tonight because fucking the Leafs are playing."
No music?
What?
You mean no music?
Like no band.
Oh,
what did I say?
You said no bar.
Oh yeah, no bar. We just walked into the bar and it was gone. No band because even if you go sit a farthest way away from the band, it's still overwhelming. You can't. You have to yell at each other.
That bar is weird because they have live music, but it's like it doesn't really fit the vibe of the bar, and like it's always super loud because the acoustics are bad.
Yeah,
and like I'm not there to hear music. I want to talk to people.
Yeah, I'm not going to my local pub to listen to the local cover band.
Yeah, if it was like a band playing their own songs, I'd be super into it.
Here's the thing, though.
But they're all playing fucking Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba.
Okay, so for us, we don't want to hear that. My mom literally went to fucking Lionheart near my house.
Yeah.
Because a band was playing. Like a cover band. She's like, they're really good. They have like a violin player. And I'm like, why?
That's weird.
Just go hang out with your friends. And they're like, they can just come over here if we're going to talk. And I'm like, we don't have that. Like,
yeah.
And like also some people just they want to get mixed drinks and they won't make them themselves
That's true.
Like I want a rye and ginger. Okay, go buy some fucking rye and ginger. It's the easiest shit in the world.
Most people will make that, but when you go, I want a whiskey sour, people are like, I don't know how to make that.
Actually, yeah, I don't know either.
It's simple syrup, lime juice, and your drink.
What syrup?
Simple syrup. Simple syrup is liquid. It's just sugar. It's just sugar water.
Well, if you knew, so it's simple syrup, lime juice.
Yep.
And what?
And whiskey.
And that's so easy.
Yeah, but you have to make simple syrup.
Oh, you can't buy it?
I don't think so.
I'm sure you could.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm not sure. I've not seen it on sale.
When I go grocery shopping later, I'll go fucking look around and I'll send you a snap going like, ha, bitch.
Fair enough. But okay, I'm mad because at the bar, me and Davis were making a bit, and I feel like we wasted it because it wasn't recorded. So I'm gonna repeat it now.
Oh, sure. And you
weren't here for this.
The other person involved was totally there. It can help you with the bit again.
It was.
Is this singing a fucking song?
No, it was David. No, this isn't singing a song.
Okay.
This is. Oh, that was funny because I was singing the song.
That was funny when you did it. In the spur of the moment. Anytime it gets repeated, I'm like, oh my God, guys.
Oh, wait, you mean the one with Blake?
The little boy's song.
Oh, well, I'm going to turn that into a sketch.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But.
No, this was, I mean, I did that at the bar because somebody asked me. I was like, I did a bit with Blake. It was really funny. And they were like, what was it?
Megan, and I was like, oh, what was it?
No, it was somebody else. But anyway, me and Davis and our other friend David were just chatting about tattoos.
Super interesting.
Davis's girlfriend asked me if I had a tattoo, and I waved my arms like, no, look at my arms. I don't have them.
I have friends who don't have arm tattoos, but they have a back tattoo.
Yeah, my tattoos are under my clothes as well. So I was asking. And then I made a joke saying, well, I have Davis's face tattooed on my peen. on the head of my peen.
Is that an incredibly detailed tattoo face. Or is it simple?
Well, it was a bit, so I actually don't.
Well, if you were to.
If I were to, it'd be incredibly detailed. But
and also, could you get me on the underside?
Sure. But then Davis is like, yeah, man, when I went for this tattoo on my arm, I saw one of the people working at the tattoo parlor didn't have a client, and so he was tattooing his own dong. His own.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's fucked up. And then I said, and here's where the bit begins. It's like, well, actually, I want to go in.
Was he putting like flames coming back from the head?
I have no idea, but that'd be incredible. The fact that he was doing it chill and wasn't wincing or making any noise was what freaked Davis out. He's just like, yeah, man. So just fucking
like
doing
there's so many nerve endings in your dick that would hurt.
Apparently, because there's no bone, it's not as painful.
I guess.
And no muscle.
No bone or joint.
Yeah.
It's just cartilage.
Still weird to do
in front of people. Yeah.
Especially.
I don't think he was in front. He probably wasn't facing his dick towards Davis going like.
Well, you're still like turned around just doing that in front. Like there's still another tattoo artist there tattooing other bullshit.
I'm sure they've seen each other's shit before.
Listen, I've seen your ween before, but if you whipped it out right now, it'd be weird.
No, you haven't.
No, I haven't. I've seen Davis's.
I don't think no one's seen my dick.
All right. But anyway, the bit I was doing was like, yeah, man, I'm going to go in next week and I'm going to get a vagina tattooed on my taint. So that it's like pussy. I have a boy pussy. It's like, so I have one. And then we were just doing that bit. It's like, how would you get in that position? Like, imagine being the tattoo artist or whatever. And like, I'm like, oh yeah, you'd have to get like in the gynecologist's office, like strap your feet in. And like you're sitting there and the guy's got the one hand brushing away your dick and balls, like pushing it out of the way so you can tattoo the vagina on your fucking taint.
I'm sure the guy would have like some sort of thing. If this was like, yeah, I do taint tattoos, he would just like wrap like a rope around your legs and like tie, like so you would cradle your balls up.
And so then I'm like in the bar and there's like other people, but really only me and Davis and David talking and just continuing the bit. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, man. And I'm like trying to put my feet in the position.
He's doing the position right now.
reaching my fucking taint and going like, yeah, man, just do it. And like, then Davis is like, yeah, man. And then like your face is up there. He's got the hand putting your balls out of the way. Your feet are in the clamps. And then you're eating them. You're looking him dead in the eyes, eating a juicy mango. And the juice is running down your chin to your chest to your fucking balls. You're just maintaining eye contact the whole time.
This man is not looking at your eyes while he's tattooing you.
No, but you're looking at his eyes and he knows that you are.
He's like, I can't look up. The eye contact is not a part of my profession.
We're just all dying because we're doing it in the moment. So imagine that, but it's 3 people and it's in the moment.
Was Davis's girlfriend dying as well?
No, and that's the thing, yeah, right? It's like Davis's girlfriend and David's girlfriend were there, and then like a couple other people were there, like half listening. And no, the 3 of us were laughing. No one else was, and I was mad. Like the moment they were like, yeah, and I'm like. Did you not just experience that extremely surreal picture that we've painted in extreme detail? Like, I get that it's gross and crass, but it's funny or at the very least strange. Like, can you not react in more so than just a huh? Like, fuck off.
Well, you know, sometimes you just got to tune people out. Yeah. Actually, apparently, I think Ryan left before you guys were on the joke part because I saw him when he got back to his house because he lives with Blake. So Ryan like left because he was like, these people suck. He literally was like, Ian's gone. I don't care anymore. They're talking about tattoos, and he left and he went down to the street to Big Slicks and he got trashed. Like he came home. Carl was there. Oh, his like best friend. So he like comes in and he like is just leaning against the doorway like, oh fuck. And then, like, I'm sitting there playing with Blake's dog.
I know he got there. I didn't realize he left. I left with Chris pretty early, like at midnight. Oh. Because I got bored. I was like, I don't fucking
Yeah, it's fine. You know, and you're not, if you were DD, so it's like, yeah, fuck you guys.
I had a drink.
I also had a drink at the bar.
Yeah. And I bought, so Davis is really good friends with my mom, and my mom was on vacation. So then, like, on her first birthday. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Oh. But yeah, so like my mom called and said, buy him a drink.
With Davis. He is with your mom.
Yeah. So my mom called and said, buy him a drink for me. And so I bought him an Irish car bomb from her.
I can't. I like Irish car bombs, but I do not want to order them.
Why?
Because they're offensive.
They're okay. I'm half Irish, and you can fucking order them if you want.
Yeah, but you're not actually from there.
I don't fucking care. I'm super Irish.
There's another name for them as well. It's some shit like.
Well, they're a more specific.
Shot.
They're more specific version of a Boilermaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a Boilermaker is any beer with any whiskey in it.
Also, they are super gross to describe.
Yeah. Oh, I like this is. I had to explain this to like
that they curdle.
No, I had to explain this to Megan and like a couple other people who were there who were like, that's so disgusting. I don't know how you can drink that. It
tastes amazing.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's fucking delicious. Like you're supposed to chug it. And if you leave it too long, the fucking beer makes the Bailey's curdle.
Yeah. You literally have to drink it like as soon as
thick.
Yeah. Which if you're one of those people who can't do even fucking like a Jaeger bomb, don't even try an Irish car bomb.
Yeah. I can't chug it either, but I can. Irish car bomb takes a couple seconds, and usually I can finish it in that time.
Yeah, I can chug it.
I can't. I'm bad at that. But also, like, I'm bad at drinking in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're shit.
Yeah, dude. I have like 2 or 3 drinks. Even like that's like the most I do.
I hate to say that I'm good at drinking, but I am.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. As long as you, honestly, like, if you're not drinking till you vom or you're not doing it every day.
I thought I was going to throw up on Saturday morning. Well, no, Saturday afternoon, because I woke up at 5. I slept at Blake's house because I drove there.
Damn.
Like, we started drinking at like 1. Because I drove to the Danforth. I picked him up and 4 other people, jammed them in my back seat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got some hazard pay for that. They gave me $65 to drive them to their homes and shit.
Damn, that's pretty good.
I think actually, you know what? It might have been the same price as an Uber at that point, because I know from Union to Mississauga, it's like $45.
Why would you Uber from Union?
Because sometimes the buses and trains stop at 1.
Oh, I thought they stopped at 3 now.
Oh, I haven't. Last time I was there, I was with Emma, and we were.
To be fair, I wasn't there. I don't go there late. I just remember seeing it.
Like a year ago, the bus shut down at 1.
I'm talking about when I was in Ryerson in 2015. So
okay, so probably maybe it is now.
I don't know. Because maybe I was wrong.
Whatever. I just don't. I don't go to Toronto to drink often.
No, if I go to
it's
Toronto,
so expensive.
If I go to Toronto, it's for a concert or like if I'm going to Fan Expo.
The only concerts I go to are punk shows, and I don't like to drink at punk shows because I like to mosh, and drinking just makes me go like.
And I don't go to concerts that much because the only concerts I go to are like generally pretty big.
There's a fucking concert I would have wanted to go to, but the concert was the day I was leaving for vacation.
Damn it!
It was like, and I just like discovered the band as well. I'm like, man, this fucking band is sick. I'm gonna see if they're ever coming to Toronto. They're coming to Toronto on November 6th. Fuck,
man. The last concert I went to was September of last year, but it was also probably the best concert I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Goddamn Childish Gambino, baby.
Homegirl dropping like the NASDAQ.
Nice. He did do that song, by the way. He did Bonfire.
I have to fucking remove song. I've just been removing songs, and Gambino's been purged off my shit now.
That sucks.
Well, because
he hasn't released anything new in a while.
Yeah, and even like his newer stuff, I was like, I don't really care for.
Oh, you didn't like Awaken My Love?
No, I think Redbone is fine, but
I like that album. It's not my favorite of his.
Last night while we were at the bar, they played "Feels Like Summer."
Last night or the other night?
Friday.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it was like while people were showing up, I went up. I think it was when I went up to get a drink, and they just played like "Feels Like Summer." I was like, oh shit.
That's so the songs he released that were originally seemed to be like they were supposed to be for his 4th album.
Yeah,
which was like "This Is America," "Feels Like Summer," and "Summertime Magic." Like those songs are all great, and then he played a new song called "Algorithm" for his concert, and he's never released it.
Really?
Yeah, and he was supposed to have a 4th album, but it never fucking came out, and it's been over a year.
Huh, maybe he's just busy. Maybe he's busy with solo too.
It sucks because that Algorithm song is so fucking good.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. So it's like for the concert, we got an email which was like, here's a new song that that he's never played before or whatever, or that he's playing especially on this tour that's going to be on his 4th album. And so they sent me the song, and it's just got the singing parts. Like, I didn't realize it's mostly singing. And then when he played it live, there was rapping as well. And but the rap part was all fucking secret, even to me, who listened to the song like 4 or 5 times before the concert. And I was like, that's fucking sick. I can't wait till he releases the full version.
And then he never did.
He never did. Maybe someone will tell me, and I'm completely wrong.
Maybe you changed the name of the song or something.
Yeah. Algorithm. It's a good shit.
Oh, if that was the chorus, then be stumped.
There's more words. I just forget them. It's been a year. But that's the main line. Yeah. It's a good, honestly though, good shit. I like music. But back to Star Wars, I guess. Mandalorian, the first 2 episodes came out. You watch it?
No.
Yeah.
Because I don't have Disney Plus.
That's fair. I do.
Yeah, I don't really want to get it.
I do, because I'm a bitch. If you want to do I'm thinking, I don't know if Davis does, but I'm thinking of doing just a weekly check-in on the Mando section of this podcast.
Yeah, go for it.
But
isn't it like a baby Yoda or something?
Yeah, that's the end of episode 1. Also, your mouth wasn't at the mic.
Isn't there a baby Yoda?
Yeah, at the end of the first episode. There's also Taika Waititi.
Ooh.
He plays IG-11.
So he's a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good shit. It's good. He's funny because he's like takes everything literally.
Yeah.
It's a good bit. It's really well directed show. It feels like every episode feels like a movie.
Didn't Johnny Favreau get this one?
John Favreau is the showrunner, yeah.
Oh, okay. Showrunner.
Yeah. But he didn't direct every episode. Mm-hmm. The first episode was directed by like actually, I don't remember anybody's name that directed it. One of the guys who like worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender, not the movie, the show. He directed episodes of the show for animation, and then he got brought over to Lucasfilm Animation to do Clone Wars, this 3D one, and Rebels, this 3D one. He directed a bunch of episodes of those.
Okay.
And so he directed an episode of Mando.
Yeah.
The final episode I know is going to be directed by Taika Waititi, so expect that to be the best episode.
You know what fucking sucks? I like for kid shows, it's like they have like an interesting like plot or whatever. It's like you kind of want to see where it goes.
Yeah.
But then there's just so much fucking filler. It's just like, I don't want to watch this. Just tell me the good episodes.
This show is going to be 8 episodes.
Oh, I know. And it's also not a kid show.
It's also not.
I was just thinking of Rebels because I was like excited to watch Rebels when it was week to week and shit. But then it was like there was episodes where it's like, this is the Chopper story. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. I don't care. The little droid that's on their ship.
I don't know. I haven't watched any of it.
Well, they have a droid on their ship named Chopper, and he's like a sassy dick. It's like if R2 was an actual asshole.
He is. We just don't know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Fun fact: practically everything R2's saying is a racial slur.
No, it's not a racial slur. It's a swear word.
No. You can't know but me on my own podcast.
The actual real thing is that they're like whenever he's talking to C-3PO, it's implied he's swearing at him the whole time.
Sometimes.
Just think of like
he goes, "How rude."
He's like a Brooklyn cabbie going like, "God, these motherfuckers over here." These motherfuckers locked the door on me. You think that's gonna stop me? R2D2, fuck you. And then he goes and opens the door.
I'm rolling here. I'm driving here. You know, I watched the movie that it's from.
What?
It's from Midnight Cowboy.
Here? I'm walking here or I'm driving here?
I'm walking here.
No. Was Midnight Cowboy? So was it actually...
So Midnight Cowboy is a movie about New York.
Okay.
And there's a part where they're walking down the street.
What, you walking?
Yeah. They walking down the street and a cab turns left and fucking practically hits the guy and he slaps the top of the roof of the cab and he goes, "Hey, I'm walking here. I'm walking here."
Oh my God.
And it's a good movie and that's where that's from. And also that was the first take that he did that was improvised.
That's cool.
Yeah, because there was a cab on the street that actually almost hit him because they stole. That movie is mostly stolen shots.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
so
they weren't usually permitted to film on the street. So like the camera's very frequently far away. This is a movie from the 60s. And it's really like ahead of its time because they talk a lot about like, you know, being gay and sex and how the American dream is broken. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
And so a cab almost hits Dustin Hoffman. And I think it's Dustin Hoffman. And he was going to say, "Hey, I'm acting here." But he said, "Hey, I'm walking here." And it got kept in. But they actually had to retake it. They had him drive back around and almost hit him a second time.
So they hit up this cabbie and like, you have $20 if you can almost hit this man again.
Yeah. If you could do that again. and then he can nail it.
And you can get you get an actor's credit or whatever.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, it was the 60s.
60s.
Oh, there probably wasn't
He wasn't union.
Yeah.
The movie was union, but he wasn't. He's a fucking cabbie. He's in the cab union.
Also, if he never speaks or you see him, it's just a car that's moving. Yeah. So therefore, it's a special effect.
That's a prop.
Yeah, it's a prop.
That man was a prop. But yeah, man. Mandalorian's cool. I would recommend it. Each episode's like a little mini movie. It's pretty fun. Pedro Pascal's great. That's pretty much it. It's that and Fallen Order have reinvigorated my Star Wars love because I didn't really like. It's like episode 7. I didn't love.
I loved episode 7 because of nostalgia.
It's a good in theater movie, but when you actually watch it a real movie, you go, "Oh, it's bullshit."
When I saw it, when I went and saw it in the theater by myself because my family was just not being difficult, so I was like, "Fuck you!" And I went and saw it like the second day it came out at like a matinee.
It twice in theaters. You could have seen it with me.
Yeah, you're not important.
That's rude.
And also, I was trying to see it with like my sister because me and her really like Star Wars and shit, and my mom. But like they were just both
busy.
Like, oh, maybe this time, and I'm like, fuck you then. And I went and saw it, and I was like sitting next to a kid. They were like old enough to mind their fucking business though, so it was cool. And like I sort of I was like, I'm not gonna cry next to this kid because I saw a fucking X-wing fly. That's literally how it was. Is like the scene when they're on I don't know Maz Kanata's place.
Oh yeah.
And then there's like the X-wings come through and like it's the slow descent and they're over the water and I'm like, oh fucking goddamn it.
Dead.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's fucking tight. This is great. And then the rest of the movie, I was like, this is cool. I like this. And then I watched it again. I'm like, this is okay. It's a fine movie. It's not amazing.
Yeah, that's what it is. I
still think it's better than episode 1 and 2.
That's fair. But like I was saying before, I have like my nostalgia lies a lot more with the prequels than the originals.
Yeah, my nostalgia is all in the originals.
Yeah, see, like, because I didn't watch the originals when I was a kid. I watched them when I was like about to go into high school.
Did you ever watch that 70s show?
No.
Oh man, there's like a thing because Star Wars comes out during that show, and there's like a thing where Eric. 77. Yeah, but that 70s show takes place and like starts in 76.
Oh.
And ends in like 82.
Oh. And then there's that 80s show that everybody loves.
I know it's I think that was like a 1 season thing that flopped.
Yeah, I know that was the bit.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
So, but the thing in the main character, Eric, he goes and sees Star Wars like 20 times. And that was like my dad. He saw Star Wars tons. Because also, there was no VHS.
Well, yeah, there was no home video for a while.
Yeah, the first home video for Star Wars was released in like 98.
Yeah, and they were the special editions. Yeah, after they were in theaters.
They were the ones where Han shot second.
Yeah.
Where originally in the theaters.
Did you hear that
they did something again.
So on Disney Plus, if you watch A New Hope, there was a change that George Lucas made right before he sold it to Disney, but right after the Blu-ray collection came out. And so basically it's the TV versions and the Disney Plus version of New Hope have this, and probably future Blu-ray ones will. And that's when Greedo's about to shoot, he says, "McClunky."
My what?
McClunky.
McClunky?
Because remember, he doesn't talk English.
What did he say?
He says McClunky,
but
like
what was
a last
the subtitle?
Name. No, it doesn't say anything.
Greedo McClunky.
He just says McClunky.
Why?
I don't know.
What the fuck,
It's
George?
just an added-in voice line that wasn't there before. He just says McClunky, and then he shoots at Han, and Han shoots him.
I prefer it that Han just shoots him.
I know, we all do, but I think that's hilarious.
But it's like such a fucking like...
It's a one last fuck you like days before they sold the company.
Yeah, it's like such an old ideal that it's like, yo, your character, even if he's roguish and kind of an asshole, he doesn't shoot first and he can't, like, he's still nice. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. It's like, no, man, Han Solo was a fucking killer.
No, well, here's the thing, right? It's like I think part of this, and I was watching a really interesting video with like some people, and it's like Star Wars is for kids. It really is.
Yes.
It's for kids. And the new movies are for new kids. And so if you're not a kid and you don't want to feel like a kid, you're not going to like the new movies. or the old ones, but the old ones you have nostalgia for.
Even trying to look at episode 8 through the lens of it being a kids movie.
I'm going to fight you there. So what I was going to say was I didn't like 7. I didn't like Rogue One. Because like when I think about it, but 8, I didn't like sitting in the theater watching. But the more I think about it, the better it gets. Because it's got a lot of good ideas, but it doesn't execute them well.
Finn and Rose's entire storyline,
they're fine. The problem's when she tries to kiss him, because that's stupid.
That was but
everything they do, like,
but also Javier Bardem's character.
Javier Bardem's character, again, a lot of what it's trying to do is like nobody's a good guy in the real world.
But like, then that's not for kids. That's not a fucking message you teach a child.
This is the smartest fucking movie.
No, it's not. It's so obvious.
It's got interesting.
Also, he looked like a fucking scumbag the whole time. They trust him because they were in a rough spot.
Yeah. But it's more interesting. It's like when you want to, like, that idea of just running in and having to be somebody's hero is like, that's just like fucking really stupid. And it points that out for Poe, and it's like,
I'd rather this entire section just like part of the movie not exist.
All right, that's fine.
That's all.
But like, it's the first one that actually like treats the source material in a way of like growing past and doing interesting things. The prequels aren't the same as the originals, and that's why I love that era, is because there's so many interesting world building things, even though I fucking don't think those movies are very good. But like the fucking, like, Last Jedi is the first one that, like, instead of the other two, which are just trying to be the original trilogy for better or worse, this one goes...
Well, the other one.
The end Rogue One.
No, Rogue One's trying to be like...
No, it's trying to be the original trilogy.
No.
Rogue One has the facade of being for adults. It wants to be, it's darker. But this one actually, instead of that, it like comes at its ideas in a more mature way and tries to pass the torch and say the sequel series and the original trilogy are like separate things, like how the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy are separate. Whereas 7 just wants to be 6-2 or 4 again. Last Jedi wants to be its own movie. It's overlong, it's poorly paced, and doesn't execute its ideas perfectly, but at least I can look at it and go, underneath the issues, it's interesting.
So I have to look underneath a bunch of issues to see the appeal in the movie.
There's some issues. I mean, I haven't rewatched it as many times as I've seen the fucking Force Awakens, but the Force Awakens is boring and bland and safe, and 8 is risky and not great, but it's more interesting and creative. Ultimately, it's not a better movie to watch, but it's a better movie to think about.
Yeah, think about how much I dislike it.
Well, eat shit, but you're also allowed to have your own opinion. But
no, you're not. This is Star Wars. We all have to agree on one thing.
3 is better than 6. Eat shit.
No, you're fucking wrong.
No, I'm right.
No, you aren't.
Revenge of the Sith is a better movie than fucking Return of the Jedi.
Incorrect.
Return of the Jedi is...
Hey man, how does Padme die?
Huh?
How does Padme die?
Childbirth.
She loses her will to live. The babies were delivered just fine. Her heart just starts failing for no reason.
The babies murdered her.
Yeah, the babies murdered her. That's right.
Yeah.
She had 2 perfectly fine children, and there's like,
why does Darth Vader look 40?
What do you mean he is 40?
Fucking Force Ghost. Why does he look like such a loser?
Wait. Do you mean in episode 6?
Yeah.
Because he died when he was 40.
Well, why does he look like such a loser? And why is he wearing Jedi robes?
In the original?
Yeah. I'm not talking about when they replace him with Hayden Christensen.
Okay. Because I was like, where are we right now? Because that's who he was.
No,
that's who he would have been.
But he didn't wear those Jedi robes.
If he.
But those aren't even the robes he wore when he was a Jedi.
Jedi robes.
But
he would have worn those robes if he stayed being a Jedi.
Okay. Why does
you're picking one fucking issue right now.
Why did Yoda die?
He was old.
But his species can live older.
Can it?
Yeah.
How old was Yoda?
Old.
He might have been older than we ever knew, because I don't think he ever says his age.
Yeah, but what kills him?
Being old. He just decides to go.
So same as Padme then.
These Jedi are fucking... No!
Hold on. Why did they pull out
He was old and decrepit. His body didn't work like it used to. He decided to be a Force ghost to keep his knowledge around and not keep going crazy.
Okay, why did they decide to retcon Leia into Luke's sister?
That was...
Because that wasn't planned in 4 or 5.
I think that was George Lucas's wife who said that. Who said they should be siblings. Because
Well, that's also bad writing.
She said Han Solo and Leia were better together than Luke and Leia, because there's a comic of a story where they weren't.
Where when they didn't think they'd get to do a Star Wars sequel,
they did a comic. Yeah,
well, they did a comic of the script that would have been the sequel, and it's like Luke and Leia end up together.
They're like really heavily flirting as well. Like,
yeah, I think there's like an implied sex.
Yeah. It's a big gross. Also, the story kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But George Lucas isn't a good writer.
Sometimes he is. Sometimes he's not.
Not on Star Wars. That's the thing. I talk shit on George Lucas, and a lot. Like, my buddy yelled at me. He's like, "But you like the prequels?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I like 4, 5, and 6." He only directed 4.
He directed 4. He wrote all 3, but Lawrence Kasdan had a high amount of like power in 5.
And then wasn't it Irving Kershner who directed them?
I think he did 6.
6?
I think no. Hold on. I think Kasdan directed and wrote 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say that Lawrence Kasdan. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe.
But yeah, and Solo, I wish I could have seen the original cut, because that movie is really bland, and you can tell that it's half reshot. That's got Suicide Squad problems. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Suicide Squad, where they reshot the movie because they were like, Guardians of the Galaxy came out and it was funny and it had all this pop music in it. So let's do
it.
Let's go. And then they recut it. And who knows? Maybe it's better than the original, but it's still bad.
Yeah, but Solo, I wanted to see the version that was so funny and had all the improv in
Irving Kershner did episode 5.
Oh, okay. But Lawrence Kasdan wrote it.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not checking that. I'm just checking who directed them.
All right. And did you... Okay. I want to see
Return of the Jedi is a mystery? What? Richard Marquand.
Marchand?
Oh.
Is it Marchand?
It's Marquand.
Oh, then maybe it's Marquand.
Let me click on him.
Do you know who was originally supposed to direct Return of the Jedi?
Oh, he's dead. He died at 50. That sucks.
Oh, that sucks. R.I.P. Do you know who was originally supposed to direct Return of the Jedi?
Who?
It's my boy.
Stephen Spielberg?
No, fuck that guy. He makes only normal movies. I'm talking about my boy David Lynch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was supposed to direct number 6. How fucking sick
David
would that have
Lynch's
been?
Star Wars would have had a rape scene.
No, he doesn't have that much shit in it. He doesn't have a lot of rape in his stuff.
I'm not saying that there's a lot of rape, but just like the Leia in the slave Leia outfit. Oh. If that was to exist with Jabba, there would be I feel like there would be a suggestion
David
that would
Lynch's Star Wars would have had moments where you're like, I'm not sure what's happening, and it would have ran on dream logic and strangeness and like,
yeah, half the movie is like Jedi is fucking like the Jedi just having mind battles.
Yeah, no, like I'd love to see like. Even like with his most down to earth toned stuff, like I watched Blue Velvet recently, and that's like, it's pretty clear what is and isn't happening. But that movie is such a strange take on the noir detective movie.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there's a bit where he's like, there's a villain in the film, and it's I forget the name of the guy who played him. Dennis Hopper, I think. And he's like a killer. He's like a murderer and a gangster, right? And like he says, if you keep doing stuff like this, to the main character, he's like, I'm gonna have to send you a love letter. I don't want to send you a love letter, you fucker. I don't want to send you a love letter.
It's like the kiss of death, but a little more reserved.
And then it's like, what? And he's like, a love letter's a bullet. Right?
Oh.
It's a bullet.
It's like Hideo Kojima writing.
No, it's better. And then he's like,
I'm corn dog man.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up or whatever. And what he does is he's like Kyle MacLachlan, who plays the main character, is like a teenager, like he's college aged, and like they're holding him back because he's like gotten in trouble with this guy. And like then he puts on lipstick, and he's making eye contact the whole time. He's just putting on lipstick, and then he kisses him.
Oh, kiss of death.
Yeah. But it's so fucking crazy.
Sensual.
It's really weird. Like that's what I love about David Lynch's stuff. Like even that, which is most normal stuff, like everything in that movie makes sense to the most part. Like whereas like Eraserhead is so fucking wild. Like that movie's crazy and I love it. That movie's awesome. Mulholland Drive, Twin Peaks is like it starts normal and gets fucked up. I adore David Lynch's stuff, and it just like I love that feeling of like I don't know where I am anymore. Like it's just so good, and I would have loved a Star Wars with that tone. I don't care. Like the world's been deprived of that cut of the movie.
You know what? Just real quick, I want to get back and say
I want to
something
live in the world where there's only 3 Star Wars movies and one of them was directed by David Lynch.
Okay. And they're 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they'd just be called 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Well, when they start calling them 4, 5, and 6 in like the 90s?
Well, yeah, it was like when the special editions
I don't think
came
they
out,
ever had numbers, actually. They were always like,
the first
New
movie
Hope,
was just
Empire,
the first movie was just called Star Wars.
and then it was Star Wars.
The
and New
second
Hope.
one was Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. The third one was Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
There was no numbers and no
And
subtitle
then 2
on the first
movies
one.
later, it's The Last Jedi.
Yeah, and then
Because the Jedi fucking suck.
yeah, I love that Luke's like, it's like a don't meet your heroes thing, and he's like kind of a sad asshole.
I didn't hate that part. I just don't like the the reasoning of Kylo Ren.
For a minute, he thought he was going to kill the boy, and Kylo Ren read that as an actual threat instead of a perceived one. But also, he's also trying to manipulate Rey, and so he might be intentionally misleading her.
Who, Kylo or
Kylo?
Kylo. Okay. The thing about how he saw the dark thoughts that he was having in his mind, and his body just like unconsciously made him turn the lightsaber on.
That's also Luke trying to like shift blame, is how I read that.
Probably, but it's just like, it's a dumb, if he's trying to shift the blame, then it makes him look like a psychopath, that he just saw his nephew napping and he's like, I'm gonna kill this boy.
But he's like, he could tell that he was going dark, but he didn't say I automatic. Like he's saying like, my body took the lightsaber out before my mind thought or whatever. And it's like, no, I think he was like, he saw the thing, realized he should kill him, and then had that epiphany or whatever and didn't kill him. But then he woke up and there was a misunderstanding, and that like was the final straw that broke the camel's back for both of them.
But then also, it's like Kylo Ren. He's like, my uncle, my loving uncle, just tried to murder me in my sleep. From my perspective. Then he goes into the temple, he gathers everyone up, and then he kills a bunch of the students.
Well, he gets the students like the Knights of Ren that were like following him. No, he took some of them
to be the Knights of Ren. There was more than that. He killed the other ones.
Yeah. Well, he was also being seduced by the dark side.
Probably, but it's just like
Anakin did the same fucking thing.
Anakin did the same
murdered
thing
children.
Yes, but he did it already seduced by the dark side. This kid literally woke up. His mind is probably fucking going like, it's crazy, man. I almost got killed by our fucking master,
Let's
fucking uncle.
I'm gonna kill him.
No, then he's like, then I'm gonna kill you students, except for the 5 that were like my friends or whatever.
We never saw more of them. You'd think we would have.
I thought they were supposed to be in 8. Apparently, they're going to be in 9.
I'm probably not going to see 9. Like, I'm satisfied.
I'm going to see 9.
I'm not interested in the characters or the story.
I want to see Kylo Ren fucking die.
Like,
if they do any redemption for that man, I'm like, oh, that's just a dead trilogy.
Ian, if you go to 9 and ask me to come with you, I'll go. But I'm not going to get out of my way to see it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it's like, if I'm going to see more movies that aren't cinema,
we'll
I'd
go
rather
see 9
Marvel
and then we'll
movies.
come back and record a fucking podcast about it.
The 9 cast.
Yeah. Star Wars
maybe.
Episode 9, the sequel to Episode 4, which was when we talked about mostly Star Wars because a new game came out.
Yeah. What else was I going to talk about? Because there was another thing. Death Stranding. Did you get it?
Nope.
Hey, guess what?
It's not for me.
Death Stranding's really good. You might like it.
No,
Chris likes it.
Yeah, but me and Chris don't have the exact same opinion on video games.
No, but like I didn't know if I'd like it, but I wanted to get in because I like being confused, as I've said.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Wait, shit. Can we just go back to Star Wars real quick before we get on Death Stranding? It's just one line in the Fallen Order where the lady is like, yo, I want to restart the Jedi Order. And I was like, fuck you so hard. The Jedi Order sucks. They literally
council. I think she knows they suck.
No, not really. Like, even she has this idea that the Jedi Order will make everything better. But it's like, no, Jedi will make everything better. The religion surrounding it kind of turns everyone to repressed assholes.
Yeah, I think that was
If Anakin was able to just go and marry Padme, if he wasn't this fucking like weird space priest.
Yeah, if it wasn't one of those things where it was like he had to go around people's back, maybe it'd be different.
He was desperate to
find intimacy.
To find and he got seduced by the dark side because he got visions of her dying during birth,
and his premonitions are very accurate.
Yeah, but if she didn't give birth, his premonitions were accurate because she lost the will to live.
Yeah.
Like, she died because he went to the dark side.
But he went to the dark side because he wanted to stop her from dying.
Yeah, but if they stayed on Coruscant, where it's like a super futuristic city, he would never have been seduced to the dark side. So therefore,
he got seduced to the dark side on Coruscant.
Yeah, but if they stayed on Coruscant and all this other bullshit didn't happen, if he didn't have to hide the fact that he was in a relationship with her and that she was pregnant with his kids, they could have just stayed there. There would have been no issue.
Yeah, I mean, there could have been some because he may have still had that protective instinct, but he wouldn't have been worried about hiding things, and that wouldn't have made him as paranoid. He
could have gone to the other Jedi and he wouldn't have to hide. He would have had the bet. She was a fucking queen.
Guess what, Ian?
What?
The same is true about Catholic priests.
I know,
except
that's
the
why
bad
it
thing
sucks.
they do is touch kids.
Yes.
And they touch kids.
Yeah, well, Anakin was a Catholic priest who also touched some kids, but with murder.
Yeah, worse.
Yeah. Just touch the kid. Touch the kids with murder. That's all. Don't do the other stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So Death Stranding, the game about peeing on flowers.
Well, no, that's not.
And drinking Monster Energy drinks.
Drinking Monster Energy. I drank a Monster Energy before this PCast.
Yeah.
This is actually getting quite long.
Yeah.
But
we'll talk about this and then kill it.
Let's kill it after DS. Death Stranding's incredible. I was saving it for Davis because I think he was more interested in it, but fuck him. He's not here. It's been 2 weeks.
He can tell you his opinions on it next time he's on.
Yeah. But Death Stranding, I'm really loving. It's so weird. Like, there's not much combat in it. There's not much fighting. It's mostly taking things from place to place. The game's so good.
Is there a trophy in that game to play at the hardest difficulty?
I'm not sure.
Because if there is, I've heard you might as well, because all combat is avoidable, and that's the only thing that actually gets harder with difficulty.
Oh.
Everything else stays the same.
Yeah, you don't do a lot of combat.
Yeah, and also you can just avoid all the combat as well.
Yeah, the thing I'd be worried about is escaping BTs.
Apparently, it's not that hard.
Well, I've escaped some, but sometimes it's really hard.
What I've heard is it's not that bad. Okay. It's possible.
I mean, I don't think there's a trophy for it. I'm playing it on, I think, normal. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I'm just saying if you were trying to get all the trophies.
I don't really care about that kind of thing. But I'm really enjoying it. Just like the act of just taking things from place to place and like adventuring through it is really fun. And it's got ending of Nier Automata, but on like a global across the game scale.
So you beat it?
No.
Oh.
No, it's not better than Nier Automata, but it's the ending of Nier Automata and features like an interesting take on its online element, even though you never interact with other players in a sense.
Yeah.
And this does the same type of thing, but that's the entire game. And it's that like when somebody builds things, or at least on like whatever part of the server you're on or whatever.
Because the game's about human connection.
Yeah. So it's about reconnecting America and making America great again. No, but it's about making connections and like
Guillermo del Toro wants to save America.
Yeah. Essentially, it's like bring America back and like make connections, and it's a very empathetic game where everybody teams up to take care of each other, and it's beautiful. It's like such a good message, and the gameplay meets with that story mode to make that message. Paths that most people walk become footpaths, and then eventually you get the option to build roads, and people all together come together to bring the materials to build the roads.
Yeah, you can drop a like on that structure.
Yeah, exactly. And the likes are EXP, and you get more likes by doing things that people like than you do by just doing missions. So it's like
do the structures that are built, do they get deteriorated, or would like if you played this game like a couple months later, would you just have the easiest time because everything's already there?
Well, it stays, but Timefall can make structures rust and break.
Could you repair them from the rust?
Timefall is the rain that makes things age. So if it's in an area where it's raining, like the thing will age, and then like you can repair it, or it can eventually just fully break.
So if it probably goes through like 3 Timefall segments with no one repairing it, it probably just falls apart.
I think it'd be more than that. And it depends on like its upgrade level. Yeah, it rains a lot. It depends on the area. Okay. But yeah, so it's like I built a couple stretches of road on my area, and it was like first I built, so there's essentially distribution centers are places where you can sleep and refresh and also pick up orders, but there's other areas where you can only pick up and drop off orders, and you can't sleep and rest there. Mm-hmm. So you're pretty much generally carting from one of the distribution centers either to other distribution centers or other non-distribution places that you go to. And so like obviously the footpaths that happen like wear down and make it easier. But then there's places like water where if you go through it, it's really deep, or like it's just hard. People will build bridges, or you'll build a bridge or a ladder. And then you get vehicles, and it's like vehicles aren't as good at climbing mountains as people and ladders, but they're really good for going far distances, or like, but on straight roads. So when you like build up the roads, it's so good, but you can still try to take your bike up the mountain if you want to. And so there was an area where I just built a bridge because the roads obviously cost more than bridges to build. And so I built this bridge here to cross this like deep lake so that it's actually possible to make deliveries easier. And then I built 2 sections. I like eventually accrued enough materials to help finish building 2 sections of road. And I'm getting tons and tons of likes from this. But like, no, it's good. Like,
Instagram fucking influencer.
But it's because it's like the likes are EXP and you unlock more stuff by leveling up, but the stuff is like carry more weight, or like access different types of buildings, or like do certain things. And they're all based about walking and delivering and helping other people. And so it's such a brilliant thing where like you get this real sense of community, even though you'll never see another player.
Yeah.
I can go, oh my God, here in the list, it says 18 people have used a road I've built.
Also,
and like, I feel so good in my heart.
How badly do you need to earn the likes, like the XP? Could you play the game without earning a single like?
No.
No, really? Okay.
Well, here's why. Completing story missions earn you likes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like it's every piece of XP. Likes are XP. You just make more XP from getting likes from people online. Or
all right. So if
doing things that help others.
If you were just an asshole and
you're
you
like, use everybody else's things, you took everything out of the shared locker and never donated, things like that.
Is there any penalty?
You won't be as high level. So then like your running won't be faster, or you won't unlock as many things, or I'm not sure exactly.
So by being nice to other people and leaving donations and telling them they did a good job increases your power.
Yeah. Being a good person and building a sense of community is incentivized. Like leaving signs that are encouraging, like you can get likes for it from other people, and that's incentivized, like, because it's good. And like building roads or contributing to upgrades, or like just being nice and leaving things there for people, or like multiple times I've been at a place and like I didn't have a vehicle, and some nice person online left a fucking motorcycle there.
Tight.
And I took it because like they left it there for somebody to use. And I'm like, that's incredible, because it takes a lot of materials to build one. Not a lot. It's pretty easy. But like, it's still a really nice gesture.
Yeah.
And so like that always feels really good. And then there's still like, it's not just about that though. There's also the story's interesting and fucking strange as hell. Like the gameplay of walking there is fun, and like the BTs are creepy and cool. And like you don't unlock like a weapon for like multiple hours.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4. And then you get like a weapon that can hurt BTs. And then if you get in a big fight with one and beat one, it feels so fucking cool, but it's also so scary. And then like you get a motorcycle, and now it's hard to stealth through those areas. So you often end up in those big fights. So you need to gear up more and more. Or like, it's like everything is such a trade-off in an interesting way. And like you're always coming across something that's going to be like intriguing, if it be it story or like gameplay mechanics or things like that. It's honestly something I'd highly recommend, even though it's not for everybody. I'd recommend everybody gives it a try. It's a much better game than Red Dead 2, and I think it does a lot of what Red Dead 2 wanted to do. And like, but it's a better cinematic game than Red Dead 2. It's a better simulator game than Red Dead 2, and it's more fun. And like, you rarely shoot people. I have a gun and it shoots non-lethal bolas that tie people up.
Yeah.
Like it's such a peaceful, beautiful, like optimistic game that's like really life affirming. And I think that's like amazing. Because everything, even like games I like that have a good message and story, are nihilistic in general. And so like to see a game that's out here saying like there are pessimistic people, but we can come together as a community, as a nation, as a group, and like love and care for each other, and like do the right thing to share and like be good people. And I think that's fucking incredible. And it's like clearly super political. Yeah. Like there's like, if you read interviews and audio logs and shit like that, like they specifically talk about like gay rights, or like fucking how bad the immigration is in America and things, and like horrible things that happened, and like we need to be better than this. And like there's so much of that in the game, and I think that's like so smart, and people are going to be so mad.
Hideo Kojima's just going to fucking say what he wants.
Yeah, and I think it's incredible that you got to make this game that's basically the highest budget fucking walking simulator, and I like games in that genre.
Yeah. Well, it's not a walking simulator. It's actually a Strand game.
Yeah, well, it's it is a Strand game, but it's not the first Strand game. He said Journey. It was the first.
Journey was.
Journey.
Yeah, thank
Journey
you, Alana
and
Pierce.
Journey and elements of Nier Automata.
I guess there's like big sections of Nier where you're just...
Well, because you find other people's dead bodies, and okay, spoiler alert, I'm going to tell what happens at the end, because Ian's not interested in the game.
I kind of am, but I don't want to play it.
So maybe he'll play it because of this. But if you want to play Nier Automata, buy it now, exit out the podcast, because this is the last point I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, the rest of this is just going to be the goodbyes.
Yeah. So at the end of Nier Automata, you find that each progressive ending that you've gotten, because there's multiple endings as you play the game.
Yeah.
They're called multiple endings.
Don't they actually happen like...
They continue...
they actually just keep happening? It's not like, oh, you restart the game. It's like, no, this is just a different 2B.
So the first time... So you play through the game as 2B, and then you get ending A. And then you start the game again, and you play through it as 9S. So most of the scenes are the same, but you get some scenes where 9S isn't there that you see what he was doing. And so the first playthrough is a straightforward story that has like its ups and downs. The second one reveals important things that I've mentioned to you.
Is the first ending the one where you fight Dante and Virgil and
you fight Eve? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second playthrough is pretty much the same, but you get to like have a few scenes that happen differently and learn some more things, and the game gets to...
I did ending A then.
Oh, you got all the way to the end, the first end?
I fought the twins and I beat them.
You fought the final boss?
Is that the final boss or then the twins?
No, well, you fight the twins the first time. Well, you fight Adam first, then you fight the twins.
You fight Adam when he gets birthed from the robot orgy.
Yeah.
And then then you
fight the two of them when there's two.
And then you don't really fight them both. Like,
well, you fight one, he fights the other.
9S fights the other, yeah.
And then it keeps going for a while. There's a few more bosses against giant robots and things like that. And
so I don't know if I played more after that. I remember I did that fight.
Then Adam kidnaps 9S.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
And then you kill Adam, and then Eve gets really, really mad, and then you kill Eve, and he's the last boss.
Okay.
The second playthrough is pretty much the same, but like I said, like times when 9S isn't there, you get to experience it from his point of view. Otherwise, you play the rest of the game pretty much the same, but you're playing as him.
Yeah.
And his triangle button is hacking instead of the second sword. Because your square button's one sword and your one weapon rather, and your triangles are different as 2B. But for him, he only carries one weapon, and then his triangle's hacking. And hacking lets you play a shoot 'em up, like a shmup section. Yeah. And the way the music works in that game, because the music's really good, but like there's the instrumental version. When you get into a battle, it starts playing the vocals, like when you're doing better in battle, because it's the Rules of Nature Everywhere system. And
I don't know what the fuck that just meant.
Rules of Nature is the song that from Revengeance that gets better. Like you hear more of it the better you do in the boss battle.
Didn't they do that in D Little MC?
They did that in DMC5.
I think they also did it in Dante's DMC.
I don't remember.
Because when you play it, it's like shitty dubstep, but then as it goes on, you get like the vocals and shit.
Oh, I thought that was in 5 first.
No, I think it was in DMD, because I remember I saw reviews coming out for DMC5, and some guy, it was an IGN review going like, it sucks that they didn't have this music feature that was prevalent in the previous game, but the previous game was Devil May Cry 4, but they're considering D Little MC as the previous game.
But also the music thing in 5 is cool. It gets better the higher style you get.
Yeah, they're just stupid. They sucked at the game.
Okay,
they were playing on like human and just like rolling through everything with like the easiest kills and not getting a high style rank.
Damn, then they're dumb.
Yeah.
But no, in Nier, it's like it plays the instrumental when you're running around. It hits the lyrics in once you're fighting good. And then when you're 9S and you hack, when you're in the hacking minigame, it transitions while the song's playing, like it fully transitions into an 8-bit version. Or like a chiptune version rather.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's sick. And there's one, even because you can hack even bosses. So even boss tunes have them. And like, so some of every 6 song in the game has one. And that's awesome. So then the third playthrough takes place after the first 2. And it's an entire, like its own thing. And you play as like 9S and A2 after 2B dies.
Oh, she dies?
Yeah.
Bummer.
And then like, so then there's then you get endings C and D depending on if you want to kill 9S as A2 or kill A2 as 9S at the end. And then after you've seen the second one, you get to have ending E, which is the end of Yorha. And that one is like, so every ending is progressively more nihilistic and worse and worse. And you want the best for these characters, even though they're flawed and like going through horrible shit, because you care about them. And so you can talk to the pods and the pods say, well, we can hack past our things and force a happy ending. We can make our happy ending if we fight hard enough. And so then you go through the credits in a shoot 'em up section, killing all the names, and all the names are so hard.
It's like the end of fucking Smash Brothers.
But here's the thing: it's the end of Smash, but you're crying. And it plays the best song in the game, and you're trying to kill it, and it's too hard. It's too hard. You keep dying, and when you die, you're getting like some words of encouragement, some words of hatefulness. It's saying like, you know, are you pathetic? Will you give up? Yada, yada, yada. And you go, no, I'm going to keep fighting. And then when you finally start to waver and you say, yes, I'm going to give up, it goes, here's other players. And they team up and you get fucking 6 other people, actual people's gamer names or whatever on PlayStation or Xbox.
So they're probably like their character data or whatever.
Their names, their data. Team up with you, and now you're shooting 6 shots at once, and it's playing the music. And once you have the people, so it was playing the chiptune version of the song, of this beautiful song, and once you get everybody, it starts playing the lyrics and a choir.
Silver bullet version of Devil Trigger.
Yeah, no, better 10 times better.
Yeah.
And it's got a choir, and in that choir are the staff of the game, including Taro Yoko himself, that motherfucker. And it's a beautiful moment, and you're killing every name in the credits, and like, it's a beautiful thing. You have to fight for your happy ending. And at the very end, it says, so you've done it. You've got your happy ending. You've seen everything, or you've seen the true end. You got helped by other people to do this. If you want to help somebody else, you have to choose to delete all your data. Everybody that helped you deleted their entire playthrough, over 60 hours of playtime for most of them, to help other people, to help them through this. And if nobody did, then this would be impossible. Literally.
Shit.
If nobody donated their save.
So wait, then how did anyone else, people would have had to, testers. Okay.
So yeah, like everybody who worked on the game probably gave up their same data, but yeah, like if nobody did it, it would be impossible to beat the ending. And so you choose, do you want to give it away or do you want to keep it and not help somebody else? And I gave it away. And that moment, like, not only is it a moment where you fought for your happy ending, you get to see the main characters happy, and that's beautiful after seeing so much like nihilistic sad shit. You're also seeing that another human person, actually 6 other human people, gave away their save data to make you have your happy ending.
Yeah.
And it's this beautiful moment.
So you could either give up and have the happy ending, or you could pass on the love to someone else.
Yeah. So you still get your happy ending either way, but you can't come back. You have to start the game from fresh. You've deleted your entire save file. And so
it's
I gave
pure
it up.
Selflessness.
Yeah, it's pure like selflessness. And in order to beat it, somebody has to be selfless. And I gave it up. And here's what it does too. It shows your save file, and then it shows like, here's all your endings. Here's your playtime. Here's where you were. Here's your levels. And it deletes every data point one by one.
Oh my God.
And then it opens up the menu and goes, here's everything, every weapon you've picked up. Delete, 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 delete. Here's this. Delete, 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 delete. Here's all your chips. Delete, delete, delete. Here's all the archives. Here's all the text files that you found. Here's everything. Here's every ending letter by letter being deleted in your face. And then that's it. And it's like, it's such a fucking beautiful moment. And I was like, literally, and the song's beautiful and gorgeous. And like, it's one, if I listen to the song, even I cry.
Really?
Like every time, like no joke. And I was bawling my eyes out in the moment, because it's like, it combined, like, and again, that's what I mean. Like, Death Stranding's entire game is that. Like, it's selflessly helping another human that you'll never meet. Like, okay. And it's a beautiful thing to happen. And like, and while I think Nier Automata does it better because it's a big pop off right at the end. Yeah. Whereas this game, that's the entire game. I still like, there's so much like clear emotion in that. And I think that's a beautiful thing to like put out into the world. Because Kojima was clearly like deeply affected and hurt by his firing from a company he'd worked at for nearly 30 years.
He gave them arguably their most famous thing.
Yeah, their most profitable.
I don't even know what the fuck else Konami has.
Yeah, it's like Kojima did Zoe and Metal Gear.
I guess they had Silent Hill, but then they
Konami had the only non-Kojima things that Konami had that made money are fucking Silent Hill and Castlevania.
and they ran those into the ground.
Yeah.
So much that people have to make fan games now to get anything close to the same thing.
Iga left and made his own Castlevania. Fucking Kojima left to make Death Stranding or whatever, was fired. Like, the people behind Silent Hill, like the director of Silent Hill 2 did Gravity Rush 1 and 2 and Siren.
Gravity Rush is a good game.
Yeah.
It's fucking long, but
Yeah.
well, like some about Gravity Rush just doesn't like keep me playing. It's like, yeah, I'll come back to it every couple months. But
Yeah, it's fun. I think
it's the combat. I don't like.
I heard the second one's better.
The second one's much better, and you get like more abilities and shit. But I think it's this. I just think I don't like. It's a lot of it is aiming with sticks, and it just sucks. I'd rather have a mouse.
Yeah, I mean the Vita one was gyro control.
Yeah,
And like that's what made it
there's still gyro control stuff, but
you don't like it that much.
I fucking hate gyro controls. It's like in fucking Pokemon Sword and Shield, it's on by default for camera controls, and I'm like, no.
Oh, for camera, that sucks.
But only like it's, you know how like it's on for Breath of the Wild for like when you aim down the bow.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that. You go to the Pokemon camp and it's on. It's like, why the fuck do I need this on? I'll use a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That game encourages you to use Joy-Cons for that section anyways.
Okay.
Anyways, that's all.
So that's all for today, folks. We had a super... Oh, yeah, 2.25 hour long boy.
Fuck off.
We had a super long one today.
That's what happens when we talk about Star Wars.
It's so fun. It was a great time, though.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. If you liked us, please subscribe, send us a like, leave a comment if you're on YouTube.
Go follow the Media Hole on Twitter?
At the Media Hole on Twitter. That's me. Do you want me to plug yours?
No, I don't tweet shit.
Okay.
Find me on Tumblr.
Find both of us on Tumblr. I'm when your balls get stuck to your leg.tumblr.com.
I'm Struggles V. Just write the word struggle and then an SV at the end.
and thank you very much. Again, like sub to us on YouTube. And I do have an announcement. I've filmed almost all of my Scott Pilgrim review analysis visual essay. So expect that in the coming week or two, because I do need like for the one comedy bit that's in it, because I wanted more, but it just took too long to fucking write. So I just said, fuck it, I'll leave it as the essay. I do need to film that last comedy bit and get some audio recording for it. Wow.
I don't know if that got picked up.
I totally did.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, man, thanks so much for listening. And yeah, have a lovely day.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not back next week.
Yeah, I like Ian. He's all right. Peace.
Peace.